the cult of personality. Like Mussolini and Kennedy, I'm the cult of personality. The cult of personality. The cult of personality.
Good Wednesday afternoon to you. I am Tom Schmitz, your host of the Voice of Ocala in hour number one. Coming up in hour number two, Buddy Martin will join us. Got a full hour today. Miss Shelley from the Westport Drama Club will be calling us, talking about the event that will be taking place with the Westport High School Drama Club. At 3:30, we'll be talking with Melinda. She is the general manager of Egg and I. We didn't get her on the restaurant and food show yesterday, but we will be talking to her today. Plus, Buddy Martin in the 4 o'clock hour will be joined by Mayor Kent Gwynn for Coffee with the Mayor, and I'm sure we will talk quite a bit about the earlier report during the week that the mayor his name had been associated with an erroneous report, if you ask me. The mayor categorically denied an erroneous report about him being part of the Ku Klux Klan. So we'll talk to the mayor about that as well coming up in this version of Voice of Ocala. And, of course, in the 5 o'clock hour, we'll get you caught up with the latest. Rachel Barbaro joins us talking LSU, Alabama football, big game in the SEC. So we got that to look forward to. Today on the Voice of Ocala, it is a kind of wannabe sunny, wannabe overcast day. It's one of those ho-hum fall days in Florida. I'm not really ready for this daylight savings time thing yet. It's darker earlier, and, it takes you a while just to readjust your clocks. And so I haven't quite readjusted mine to where they need to be yet. And so I'm working on that. But, it's one of those you can't – everybody says, well, are you running behind or anything? No, I'm actually running ahead because I hadn't adjusted to the fact that I need to – to me, today is Wednesday and it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's not 3 o'clock in the afternoon, although it is 3 o'clock in the afternoon according to daylight savings time. So for me, though, it's 4 o'clock. And so I'm working hard to try to readjust everything. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm sure people all over have that exact kind of deal going on. So just trying to readjust. It's 3 days in. Staying up later because you're going to bed early. I did go to bed last night at like 10 after 11 because really it was after midnight for me, for my body. So I'm trying to adjust, and because usually I go to bed about midnight every night. And last night about 10 after 11 with the news broadcast on, I couldn't keep my eyes open. Lucky for DVR, though, I was able to DVR it and see that there was absolutely nothing that happened in Orlando last night except, more murders. The city council will also, I'm sure, will ask the mayor about the announcement that was made at the city council meeting. It's played in Fred Hires wrote an article today on it. The proposed downtown hotel was voted unanimously to begin negotiating with the Downtown Ocala LLC to build and operate a downtown hotel. It's going to be a 6-story hotel, somewhere around $15.7 million. So we'll talk to the mayor about that at the 4 o'clock hour as well. And this is, if the people, there's been a lot of discussion about who got the contract or who's going to get the contract, and was it done on the up and up. And once we get past all that, and it looks like that's where we're at now, we're negotiating with the city's negotiating with somebody. Now that you're negotiating with somebody, make sure you get the best deal for the city, which I'm sure the city council will do. But then let's just move on and make sure we get a quality hotel that helps the downtown area. Let's all get behind it and have a quality hotel that benefits downtown. Whether you like the group that got the bid or you don't like the group, I understand all that. It's kind of like a presidential election. Once your party picks a candidate, get behind that candidate. Well, once the city negotiates and comes up with a deal that they think is worthy, then we should get behind that in my opinion, we should get behind that idea and support it 100%. Whether you like the business people involved, you don't like the business people involved, you don't like how it was done. Look, there's a lot of business that you probably wouldn't like how it was done if you saw how it was done on a regular basis. But the ultimate goal is to benefit the city of Ocala and to bring situations and opportunities to Ocala that will better our community. And this hotel will do that regardless of who builds it, in my opinion. Looks like it's going to be 2 buildings, one that's going to have some townhomes and retail space, and one's going to have a hotel with some retail space and some ballroom space, like convention type ballroom and meeting rooms. So looks like that's going to be a plus if the rendering can be pulled off and match the downtown decor. I don't want something that looks like Andy Warhol built it in downtown Ocala. Something that's got to match, to me, it's got to match the facade of what's already down there. I don't know if everybody agrees with that. That's just my opinion. But it does look like progress is being made and we're going to move forward, and that's key. Because as long as we're making progress, we're moving forward, and the city of Ocala is growing and advancing, then it's a win-win for everybody as far as I can see. You may not agree with me on that, which is your prerogative, but last night it looks like the council members did unanimously vote to begin negotiating with Downtown Ocala LLC. Let's go out to the phone lines. We got a caller real quick. Hi, caller. Who's this? Hello, caller.
Hey, old man. What are you doing?
Hey, Gary. How are you?
Fine. I guess I was wanting to school you on a little bit of something. Was that it's not the city that gets a good deal; it's the taxpayers of the city who gets the good deal on a good program on a good project. They're the ones who should get the benefit, and maybe even if it's a good enough idea and a good enough project, maybe their taxes could be reduced because the revenue generated by bringing in a good quality product like that commercial product will maybe generate enough revenue to maybe bring their taxes down on their properties. And I think that's what most common people would look at if you were looking at investing and wanting to move into the city of Ocala and do something in the city of Ocala. I think that's what most lay persons would probably be interested in seeing.
Ultimately, I agree with you 100%, Gary, and thanks for the phone call. I agree. The average person, the taxpayer, it does benefit them, but on a whole, it benefits the city of Ocala because it will it'll give more avenues to bring more businesses in, and like you said, alleviate that tax burden. I think a downtown hotel will help in the overall ability of the city to attract and more businesses and to be attractive as a downtown area, and eventually progress to where maybe the taxes do come down because of new industry. Hi, Hugh. How are you doing?
Oh, pretty good. I'm doing a little lawn cutting out there in this July weather.
Yeah, it is July.
Yeah, honest to God. Say, like you're saying, it's so very that they do have a hotel and maybe like a small convention type center in the square area. I know, like back home where I live, when the interstate went through, it changed the center of the city. I was brought up in a suburb of Milwaukee, and that center of the city, which was the original center, the only center, it all of a sudden it just went where the interstate went through about maybe 5 miles to the west. And I think that's what you got here in Ocala. Is I think you're competing with, which I kind of think is like the center of Ocala in a way too, with the hotels and the businesses and the shopping and everything on 75 and 200 area.
Yeah, well, Hugh, the thing is, it just gives an option downtown, and people say, well, why do you need an option downtown? Well, the federal court building, somebody that comes into town for the federal court building, they'd rather stay downtown than out at the Hilton at the interstate. IHMC is right downtown. The lecturers that come to there and everything, they'd rather stay downtown than out by the interstate, I'm sure, just for the ease and convenience of it. People who come into town for the Silver Springs International Film Festival, which is held downtown, the ease of them staying at the hotel downtown. So there's a lot of different avenues. FAFO, the art festival, artists coming in for that stay downtown. So there's a lot of facets that make a hotel downtown just as important. I understand what you say, the competition. It feels like competition, and that's a problem for me in this city. We need to stop competing and start working together, all avenues, in my opinion.
I hope the architecture keeps the feel of the downtown area, and is nothing too modern looking, but it has a nice a feel to it, and kind of looks like everything else down there, because you don't want to kind of wreck it and put like a real modern looking building in amongst the older buildings. You know?
I agree, Hugh. Hey, Hugh, I'm up against the break. Thanks for the call, though.
Okay, Tom, take care.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have Miss Shelley. She's from Westport High School. She's in charge of the drama club there at Westport High School. We'll talk to her about a play that Hunter's given me. Hunter Turner is getting me information on the musical or the play. Last year, I remember they redid a play they did a play where it was about a truck in Texas, and everybody had to keep their hands on the truck. And one of those truckathons where you had to keep your hand on it, and whoever's hand stayed on it the longest won the truck. And they had a full-size truck up on stage and everything. It was a really good production. So we'll talk to Miss Shelley to see what's on tap this year at Westport. We'll do that next right here on the Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala. Prestige. It's all there in our name.
Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens, has created the perfect bottle for whatever happens. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle. It's made of 100% chill-holding aluminum, so you know it's cold. It's tall and sleek, so it's refreshing. And here comes a twist. It's reclosable, so you know it's always up for whatever. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle. Just bring it. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Central Florida is well known for our love of horses, and here at Seminole Fence Company, we have over 20 years of experience in providing quality fence products and services for farm and residential properties. Let us surround your property with a fence that provides privacy, security, and of course, stunning appeal. Don't wait. Contact us today at 352-208-0959 for a free estimate. Seminole Fence Company, working hard to build fences, working harder to build relationships.
Whether you're building it up or knocking it down, get it done, rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals is here to make your job a little easier. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the right equipment for any job, big or small. Did you know that Sunbelt Rentals carries heaters, air conditioners, generators, lighting, traffic control, and so much more? So whether you're building it up or knocking it down, we've got the equipment you need. Get it done, rent it now. And right now, for a limited time, you can have it for less. Just by mentioning this ad, if you rent it Friday afternoon, you can keep it the whole weekend and only pay for one day. But this is a limited time offer, so stop into Sunbelt Rentals today, Northwest 27th, just a quarter mile east of I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101, 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals. Get it done, rent it now. 352-369-9101.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Join us downtown for a truly wonderful Ocala tradition, the 32nd annual Light Up Ocala, on Saturday, November 21st from 4 to 9 p.m. The highlight of the evening will be the lighting of downtown Ocala and the 42-foot Christmas tree at 6:30. There'll be live entertainment, crafts, food, children's activities, and of course, a visit by Santa. And you can stop by the WOCA booth and register for your chance to win a brand new big screen LED TV. So come, be a part of the 32nd annual Light Up Ocala.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala on a Monday afternoon. Let's go out to the phone lines and talk to Janet Shelley. She is the theater director of the Westport High School Theater Group. And last year, I remember, Miss Shelley, first off, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
I remember last year about this time we were talking about a Nissan hard-body truck and a bunch of people's hands on it trying to win a hand-a-thon, a truck-a-thon, where the last person standing touching the truck won the truck. I remember that last year, and now this year you're doing a classic from, I remember it from the 70s, Jesus Christ Superstar. Is that correct?
That is correct. We are doing Jesus Christ Superstar. It opens Thursday night, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, and that's at Westport High School. What time's the curtain drop?
Curtain time is 7 o'clock. We are actually doing 8 performances, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. this weekend and next weekend. So the show opens November 5th and runs through November 15th.
Now, did you give enough background? Did you explain to the youth of today that this play, when it was originally done, this musical when it was originally done, was really, really cutting edge and controversial?
I did. We did talk about that. In fact, there's a lot of history about this play. I did a lot of research. I was alive and well and a teenager when the show opened in 1972. I actually had an opportunity to see it in Boston before it went to Broadway, and loved it. And, you know, it was originally a concept album. It wasn't a show.
No, it was just an album. Exactly. I have the vinyl.
Yeah. I did too at one time.
I still have it. I looked at it last night. When Hunter told me what this thing was, I went and looked at my vinyl last night.
Yeah, I think there are probably a few of them floating around out there. So we did talk about the fact that the show was controversial. Although the story is a well-known story from the Bible, Andrew Lloyd Webber, whose father, by the way, was an Episcopalian priest. He grew up in church, but he took some liberties with this story. Some of the characters are not straight out of the Bible. Mary Magdalene, for example, is one example of that. And he looked at the themes of celebrity worship and politics and popularity. The title of the show kind of gives you a hint to that, Jesus Christ Superstar. And it came from a comment that John Lennon had made about the Beatles being more popular than God, you know. And so they were really looking at the story from Judas's perspective, which is kind of a different take on it as well.
Now, you happen to, if I remember correctly, this is a production that the stage, the sound, the lighting, everything is done by students at Westport.
That is correct. That is correct. Our design was done by a teacher, Jordan Richmond, who is our technical director, designed the set, and our students have designed the lighting, the costumes, all of the people in the orchestra, with the exception of a drummer and a pianist, are all students, and the entire cast is students. When the show is running, I'm sitting in the audience watching. Students are doing everything.
You're an audience member just like everyone else. The director, the stage director, the sound and light directors, all of those are students. You were there only as an advisor and a person that helps behind the scenes. But once the lights go on and the curtains go up, you're an observer just like everybody else, is what you're saying.
Right. Once the show opens, the director turns the show over to the stage manager. So my job after tonight really is finished. In the real world, that's the way it goes. The director shows up on opening night and may or may not come back. Sometimes they go on to their next directing gig and the show is on its own, but the stage manager becomes the boss. They hire and fire actors. They rehearse replacement actors if it's a long-running show. In this case, I'll be here every night, and I'll be here to fix things if they need fixing. But we do let the students run the show. I shouldn't have to go and fix problems.
How many students are involved? How many students are involved in this production?
Are you ready for this? About 90.
Wow, and that's actors, lighting, sets, directing, 90, almost 100 students to pull this off.
Right. We have dancers. We have all of the kids in the show. It's a large ensemble show. We have a backstage chorus who are singing. You don't ever see them, but you hear them. We have all of the students who are running the show in terms of props, costumes. We have dressers. The show has a lot of quick changes where actors run off stage and have to completely change into a new costume and come and run back out again in less than a minute. So we have a lot of kids backstage who are running all of that behind the scenes.
Wow, something you don't really think about is all the moving parts it takes to put a production like that together. Let people know how they can find, if they're interested in going to see Jesus Christ Superstar at Westport High School, how can they find tickets or information, start times, all that?
Okay, there is information on our website. Our school website is westportwolfpack.org, and that's all one word, westportwolfpack.org. We also sell tickets online, but if you go to our website, there is a link to an online ticket seller called Seat Yourself, and they can order their tickets online. They can pay for them with a credit card or a debit card. We are not set up to take debit and credit cards at the school, so if they do want to buy tickets at the door, it's cash only, unfortunately. So if they want to use debit or credit, they can buy their tickets online, and they just print out a ticket that they bring with them and give to the usher. WestportWolfpack.org. There's information there as well. I'm going to be actually on the campus of Westport Friday night as we're doing the Marion County Friday Night High School Game of the Week this week, Denellen and Westport. So there's a lot going on at the high school this week and next week. Go see Jesus Christ Superstar, a complete production by the students at Westport High School, the Westport drama students there. Miss Shelley, thanks so much for joining us on the show today. I was glad to have you last year with the Hard Body Truck musical, and now with Jesus Christ Superstar. Much success to you and your students. Thank you. Thanks for having me. That's
Janet Shelley, the theater director of Westport High School. Coming up after the break, we'll have Melinda. She'll be on. She's the general manager of the Egg and I. She'll be on. We're going to have her on the Restaurant and Food Show yesterday, and we ran out of time yesterday, so we're scheduling. She's going to be scheduled to come on at 3:30 today to tell us about an event they're doing in association with Interfaith that benefits them coming back from their the fire that they had at Interfaith. She's doing a lot to help them. They're actually giving a percentage of their money that they take in over the next. I don't know. It's Melinda Whitaker Baker, and I got a little bit of it, but I think it's this Saturday. So we'll find out more from Melinda coming up after the break on exactly what Egg and I are doing to benefit interfaith? We'll find out that next right here on the Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
When you were a kid, you had all sorts of toys. Toy cars, boats, trucks, entire toy boxes full of fun. Of course, you never really outgrow your toys, do you? It's just that now, instead of a box full, you have a garage full. Cars, trucks, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, and more. As you get older, your love of toys just gets stronger. So protect those toys the best way possible by switching to Allstate. An Allstate agent can help do the switching, paperwork, bundle all your policies together, and even find you a bunch of discounts. So if you love your toys, make sure you protect your toys by making one call to an Allstate agent.
Protect all your toys with Allstate and the McDonald Agency. Established in 1985, we have offices in Ocala and the Villages to better serve you. Give us a call at 622-2333. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
Are you in good hands?
Welcome, Florida State football fans. Florida State's football program is all about performance, and the Seminoles are sleek and fast, just like Porsche and BMW of Ocala. Drive one today and experience luxury and refinement that only a Porsche or BMW can deliver. BMW and Porsche of Ocala enjoys this challenge of meeting and exceeding each individual standards. Come by and visit them today. Visit BMW and Porsche of Ocala, proud sponsor of Florida State football, 1515 Southwest College Road, or call 877-812-2396.
Head coach Bryce Harris of the undefeated Denellen Tigers take his boys in to meet Matt Franklin and his guys at Westport High School. It's the last Marion County Friday night high school game of the week, but it's one you surely don't want to miss. Join us for the pregame at 7:15, kickoff at 7:30, Denellen versus Westport, this Friday on WOCA The Source.
This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Lillian Wu. There's been a full ground stop issued at San Diego International Airport after reports of shots fired at an apartment complex.
The shooter opened fire, very nearly missing police officers. They've had to shut down the airport and some schools because this guy apparently has a very high-powered weapon, and they're afraid that he could be shooting at planes that go directly overhead.
Fox's Trace Gallagher. A probe continuing into the crash that killed everyone on board a Russian passenger plane. British government saying it's worried a bomb may have been used and is suspending flights to and from Egypt's Sinai Peninsula.
We understand from intelligence officials in the U.S. that they are running all of the names on the flight through the manifest to see if any of them raise red flags.
Fox's Connor Powell. And an Uber driver seen on dashboard cam video being beaten by a passenger, reportedly filing a lawsuit against the ex-brand manager for Taco Bell. Fox News. We report, you decide.
As a Ford employee, I get to give my friends a special deal.
Announcing Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing. It's an inside deal, now for everyone.
Just log on to Ford.com, and the low price you see there, that's the low price you'll pay.
On cars, trucks, SUVs, every nameplate.
Like the super stylish Ford Fusion, the built Ford Tough F-150.
And our awesome lineup of SUVs that make it easier for you to be unstoppable.
With Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing, you don't have to negotiate. It's hassle-free.
So now when people ask me if I can get them a great deal because I work for Ford, with Friends and Neighbors pricing, they don't have to ask anymore.
That's because now for a limited time, you can get in on Friends and Neighbors pricing at your participating Ford dealer.
This really doesn't happen every day.
Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing.
It's an inside deal, now for everyone. Available at participating dealers only. Take new retail delivery from dealer stock by 146.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
And it's bad thoughts about messing up or not being good enough that kill confidence. So tell yourself, you can do it. Blowing bubbles can help us fall asleep because it's like a deep breathing exercise helping to calm our body and mind. And since blowing bubbles feels silly, it helps the mind move on from worries that might keep us awake. So throw back some cranberry juice, improve your heart health within 24 hours.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Picking up the Honey Baked Ham is the official start of the holidays for me.
Oh, Honey Baked Ham is the best tasting ham ever.
Oh, I love that sweet, crunchy glaze.
And it's easy to serve.
Leftover sandwiches and football!
It's tradition.
Smoked bone-in ham, tender, sweet, crunchy, that's the tradition.
Oh, you know they serve turkey too.
I love Honey Baked.
I just got mine!
Visit your Honey Baked store and cafe located at 2709 Southwest 27th Avenue behind Best Buy near Regal Theater.
Hey Ocala, this is Kelly Hart, Executive Editor of Ocala Magazine. Did you know last year Ocala Magazine won more awards in excellence than any other publication in Florida? And this year, Ocala Magazine was named Best Consumer Magazine in the state. Now you can join me every Friday at 10 a.m. on Ocala Magazine Radio, where we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life, right here on The Source. Ocala Magazine thanks you for making us number one. And remember, there is only one Ocala Magazine.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala on an overcast Wednesday afternoon. I am Tom Schmitz coming to you live from the palatial studios of WOCA Radio just outside the food court entrance to the Paddock Mall in the Brick City, beautiful Ocala, Florida. A lot of places in the Brick City that we could go get a good breakfast, but very few are going to have such a good cause to actually go along with breakfast or lunch coming up this weekend. We have on the phone with us now Melinda Whitaker Baker. She's the general manager of the Egg and I in the Churchill Square Plaza. Melinda, thanks so much for taking time out this afternoon to talk to us.
No, thank you very much for supporting our cause.
Melinda, you're putting together a very good event to the proceeds benefit Interfaith. Tell us what the event is.
Saturday morning, November 7th, from 7 a.m. till 3 p.m., we are donating half of our sales, 50% of all sales, to Interfaith, and we're sponsoring a turkey drop.
Now, when you say a turkey drop, what does that actually mean, a turkey drop?
Well, a lot of places this time of year, as we go into the holidays, sponsor different turkey drops for people to drop off whole turkeys for places like Interfaith to give in gift baskets. We're actually giving you a free cup of coffee with every turkey donated. We're also going to have some food, non-perishable food bins set up.
All right, and this is something you would do, but you're really doing it now. This is something normally that might happen, but you're doing it really because of the fire that recently happened at Interfaith. Carla Grimsley was on with us recently talking about the fire at Interfaith. How did you get involved? How did the Egg and I, and you in particular, get involved with Interfaith?
Well, I primarily grew up in the Ocala area, and I know what wonderful things Interfaith does for Marion County residents. And the minute I read the article, I called our owner. I let him know. I said, we've got to do something. And he said, okay, I leave it in your hands. Do whatever you want. And so I contacted Interfaith to see how we could help them. They kind of left it in our court, and we decided to do a fundraiser and donate 50% of sales on Saturday to them.
50% of sales Saturday from the Egg and I. Now, you're located at Churchill Square Plaza on the... I guess you're on the, what is that, the east side of the plaza?
Yes, sir. We are directly behind Longhorn.
Yeah, you're directly behind Longhorns there in the Churchill Square Plaza. It's from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now, why only 7 to 3?
We're typically open 7 to 2. We're staying open another hour later. We're a breakfast and lunch place.
Yeah, so you're actually extending your hours an hour on Saturday to benefit Interfaith. And like you said, 50% of all sales are going to help Interfaith. And there's a turkey drop as well. So if there's any information, can anybody find out any more information if they're just tuning in now? Can they call you? Can they go to a website, anything like that?
They can call us at 236-7094, and they can also visit our Facebook page and Interfaith Facebook page.
So it's on Facebook at both the Agonize Facebook page and Interfaith Facebook page. And give us that phone number again.
236-7094.
236-7094. Melinda, this is a great event you're doing for the community with the Agonize. You're to be applauded. Your restaurant's to be applauded. Your ownership group is to be applauded. Thanks so much for contributing to the advancement of Ocala through agencies like Interfaith, and in their time of need, the Agonize stepped up. Congratulations to you for helping out.
Thank you, but Interfaith, like I said, they are such an amazing organization, and we are all but one life choice in the grace of God away from where anyone else walks.
We most certainly are. Well said. Melinda Whitaker Baker, thanks so much for joining us, and I'll be back in to get biscuits and gravy pretty soon.
And we'll have that for you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Melinda Whitaker Baker of Agonize. They're going to have a benefit where you go in and eat breakfast or lunch there, and 50% of the money goes towards Interfaith. As we all know, Interfaith had that fire recently. Kind of a crazy way it happened too, as a police chase ended into a guy crashing into the building and caught fire and burned up a lot of its paper supply and some food stuff. Just a crazy. Carla Grimsley was in last week explaining it to us. It was just kind of one of those wow moments where you're like, what else could happen? So thanks for Agonize for stepping up and doing a benefit to help out Interfaith. I just saw the mayor walk in the mall. He is on his way in for coffee with the mayor. Last week he was out of town, but this week he is in town, and he's gonna talk about this event, this story that hit earlier this week about him being associated with the KKK. He said, of course, at a press conference, he has never been, nor will he ever be associated with the KKK. So we'll get to talk with him about that. And, we talked about the Marilat building recently. R&L Carriers bought the Marilat, one of the companies of the Roberts family, which includes R&L Carriers. Now it's found out that a Fort Myers firm that is part of the Roberts family of companies, which include the R&L Carriers, is scheduled to move into the former Marilat manufacturing plant. Paramount Transportation Logistics Services. It's a supply chain and transportation management service. Plans to create 200 new jobs at the Southwest 38 facility. This according to a press release issued by the CEP. Don DeLuca, the vice president of R&L, the vice president legal of R&L Carriers, said the size, location, and interstate proximity create a unique asset offering utility to our businesses and value as an investment. So we're excited about the opportunities the Marilat building brings to our operation. So really looking forward. And that's what has to happen in Ocala. This is all part of the plan. These are the reasons that the CEP and Kevin Shealy and those guys are invaluable. Kevin McDonald, who sits on the board of directors of the CEP, that group is invaluable for all they do to bring new businesses here. The Roberts family, kudos to them for seeing the opportunity to purchase a piece of property and create 200 new jobs in our area. Kudos to them, but it's all part of how you have to do things to advance your community. And that's why the hotel downtown is needed. That's why the parking deck downtown is needed. The Marilat building, people just sat there on the interstate empty. Now it's going to have movement. It's going to have 200 employees. You're going to see people milling around here. And, when you have people milling around and you have motion and you have things happening, people recognize that. You think, well, who's going to recognize that on the interstate? A lot of people recognize. We were driving down the interstate the other day. My girlfriend Jennifer and I driving down the interstate, and she said, well, they're doing a lot of construction next to FedEx because they're clearing a piece of land next to FedEx for development. So that development spurs development. I noticed the other day they're putting a brand new Zaxby's in off of Maricamp out near 36th. And so development spurs development, and that's what we need in this town, is to come out of the economic downturn you're seeing development take place, and that's really, really good for our community. Speaking of the Roberts, we are partnering with Golden Ocala for the next year. We'll be doing some special events with Golden Ocala and all, covering LPGA golf and all. But, if you're interested in Golden Ocala, live in the pinnacle of luxury at Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. The premier community state-of-the-art amenities are surrounded by the region's most serene beauty. Whether you're looking for a single-family townhome or an equestrian estate, the team at Golden Ocala is ready to show you what it means to live magnificently. And believe me, it is magnificent out there with its fantastic golf course and townhomes and single-family dwellings. They offer an array of membership options to suit a variety of lifestyles. So call Golden Ocala at 369-6969 for more information. If you're interested in Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club, live in one of the premier communities, state-of-the-art, live in one of our premier communities here in our area with state-of-the-art amenities. Well, that's Golden Ocala, and you can get in touch with them at 369-6969 for more information. Let's go out to the phone lines, see what Buddy Martin's got on tap for us. Buddy, what's going on today in hour 2?
Hey, Tom. How are you, Tom? I'm going to have coffee with the mayor, Kent Webb, coming in. He's had kind of a tumultuous week, as you know. Story today talking about the NCAA position locally on Kent. He'll be joining us, and I'm sure he'll have things to say about that, as well as other stuff. And we start talking about the march to Atlanta, as it looks like the Gators will begin to head that way after this Saturday, unless for some reason or another Vanderbilt knocks them off, which I don't think will happen. And there'll be a roundtable day. We'll have a chance to visit with our friend Tom James, and we'll have a roundtable discussion about the college football poll. The selection committee has theirs out, and we'll be talking to Tom about that, and I'm sure you have a few opinions about it as well. So, good hour in sports. It's going to be interesting half hour with the mayor or so, and, of course, he will beat you like a drum once again on Fake or Factoid.
Fat chance.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
I wouldn't use that term if I were you. I know a certain guy, Terry Bradshaw, might use that on you somehow.
All right, buddy.
I don't know if it'll ever make air, but one day we'll play the outtake on Bradshaw talking about you. But that's just something.
I don't know if it'll ever make air. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Safe travels in. We'll see you in a few minutes.
See you in a minute. Yeah.
Buddy Martin on his way in for the second hour of the Voice of Ocala. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll wrap up the first hour right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
Your quality of life is meant to be fully enjoyed each day. The doctors at Ayers Global understand that and strive to provide a quality of life for you that has no equal. Ayers Therapeutic Services combines naturopathic and family medicine to help all your health needs. Diabetic management, hypertension, pain management, and anti-aging are just a few of the services offered by the Ayers family. Call 352-512-0222 today, and Ayers Therapeutic Services will help you begin to understand that better health begins with you.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is a place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs, proud sponsor of Friday night Marion County High School football on WOCA, The Source.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
Stay with us and sleep better at the Sleep Inn and Suites of Ocala Bellevue, located next door to Don Garlett's Museum and a few minutes from Florida Horse Park. Our award-winning, newly refreshed Sleep Inn and Suites offers comfy, clean rooms, free fast Wi-Fi, and service with a smile. Start your day with a deluxe hot breakfast and unwind in our heated outdoor pool. Our convenient 24-hour fitness and business centers allow you to stay on track whether you're here to play or to work. That's Sleep Inn and Suites Ocala Bellevue, proud sponsor of Marion County High School football.
Career Source Citrus Levy Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus Levy Marion and learn how they can help you.
Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours with John Fuller, right here on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.3 FM, The Source.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
And it's bad thoughts about messing up or not being good enough that kill confidence. So tell yourself, you can do it. Blowing bubbles can help us fall asleep because it's like a deep breathing exercise helping to calm our body and mind. And since blowing bubbles feels silly, it helps the mind move on from worries that might keep us awake. So throw back some cranberry juice, improve your heart health within 24 hours.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line and a new spoiler and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala on a Wednesday afternoon. Getting you set up for Coffee with the Mayor. Coming up next, Mayor Kent Gwynn along with Buddy Martin will be in studio. I'm sure the mayor will have give us an update on what has transpired since what I can only call the erroneous, malicious printing that associated our good mayor with the KKK on Monday, which he called a press conference that we played live here on our airways on Monday at 3 p.m. where he categorically denied it. I think his exact words is, "I have not been nor will I ever be a member of a member of an organization of the Ku Klux Klan." I believe that's what the mayor said. So we'll get more from the mayor on that. We'll ask the mayor also about the new hotel development, now that it's been unanimously decided that they will negotiate with the group that is building downtown. My concern is to the facade of the building. Will it match the facade of the downtown area? I don't want somebody to do an Andy Warhol type production downtown where the Brick City Beautiful needs, with brick facade. And I know there's people got different ideas of what should go downtown, but it's got to be something that matches, in my opinion. And I'll also ask about, the Roberts have announced that they're moving their logistics center, their logistics up from Fort Myers to the Marilat building, and that's going to create 200 new jobs in our area. And like I said earlier in the hour, this is whether you agree with the hotel downtown or not, that is a project that advances the development of our downtown area and advances our city. The parking garage, whether you think there's a need for a parking garage downtown or not, it advances the development of our city and advances us, our city as a community that people will recognize is a place that they may want to move their businesses to, and they may want to move their families into. These are why we do these things. Like, it aggravated me to no end that people say, well, we don't need a baseball field. Who wanted the Yankees? It wasn't about the Yankees. It was about bringing something to this community that would be unique, that we could offer up as a reason to come here, to relocate here, to bring other business. And I go back to the FedEx project, and I say, with the last minute I got, when I was driving down the interstate the other day, my girlfriend said, wow, look at that. They've cleared another big piece of land right next to FedEx. There's another development going in there. Development creates development. And that's what the FedEx development has done. That's what the downtown parking garage and the hotel will do. That's what the Roberts taking over the Marilat building, which was just a hulk of a building sitting there doing nothing. They're going to bring 200, it's going to create 200 jobs just in that one building. I don't know anybody in their right mind that thinks that's a bad thing for Ocala. And if you do think that's a bad thing for Ocala, here's what you do. Go in your closet, get your suitcases out, pack your stuff, and move out. Because if you think development and progress and advancement is a bad thing for Marion County and Ocala, you need to go. You need to just pack your stuff and go. That's all I can tell you. Coming up next, Buddy Martin joins us, along with the mayor of Ocala, Kent Gwynn. He is in here for Coffee with the Mayor. And in hour number 3, in the Sports Hour, Tom James, Buddy Martin, and myself will have a sports roundtable as we discuss the rankings. They're out. The National Championship Committee has put the rankings out, and we'll discuss those in a sports roundtable. All that still to come on the Voice of Ocala on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
People make all kinds of mistakes with life insurance, like having some coverage but not enough to keep your family in the house, or only having life insurance through work and then losing your job. Want to avoid those mistakes? Get an Allstate agent. They can help you get the coverage your family needs at an affordable price. Are you in good hands?
Hey, this is Kevin McDonald. Make your family your priority. Let's get together and review your life insurance today.
Life insurance offered by Allstate Life Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois, and Lincoln Benefit Life Company, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Nestled in the heart of horse country, just off I-75 exit 354, the award-winning and newly refreshed Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala invites you to pamper yourself in one of our comfy guest rooms. Enjoy our free and fast Wi-Fi, heated outdoor swimming pool, 24-hour fitness center, and our deluxe continental breakfast. Other on-site amenities include a restaurant, putt-putt golf, and a car wash. Go happy, go Hojo at the Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala, proud sponsor of Friday Night High School football on WOCA, The Source.
Do you experience body aches, joint, or muscle pain all over your body? Does it keep you up at night, interfere with your day, and leave you feeling tired and in pain? You could be suffering from fibromyalgia. Rinstar Medical Research in Ocala is conducting a research study of investigational medication for individuals between the ages of 18 and 75 who have had widespread body pain or tenderness for at least 3 months. Qualified participants will receive study-related medical care and investigational medication at no cost. Compensation for time and travel will be provided, and insurance is not necessary to participate. If you experience body aches or suffer from fibromyalgia and would like to find out more information about this fibromyalgia study, please call Rinstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. That's Rinstar Medical Research, 352-629-5800. Rinstar Medical Research, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today.
The Florida State Seminoles travel to Clemson, South Carolina in a game that could decide the bid for the national championship tournament. Will it be Clemson or Florida State representing the ACC? Find out by tuning in this Saturday at 3:30 for Florida State Clemson Brought to you by Tri-Eagle Sales, your local distributor of Bud Light in the Ocala, Marion County community. Florida State football this Saturday at 3:30. Don't miss it on The Source.
WOCA.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood, and when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
I'm having a hot flash, a tropical hot flash. My personal summer is really a bummer. I'm having a hot flash.
Menopause the Musical, the off-Broadway sensation, proudly presents the Survivor Tour.
Coming to the Curtis M. Phillips Center November 11th.
$2 per ticket sold will be donated to Susan G. Komen through June 30th, 2016.
For tickets, visit performingarts.ufl.edu.
I'm having a hot flash. Ooh!
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
WOCA.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Carmen Roberts. No planes landing at San Diego International Airport as police deal with a man firing a high-powered rifle. A SWAT team has the man's building surrounded.
We feel we have the scene contained and the suspect isolated. But what we don't want is people coming out of their homes a half a block or a block down the street and coming out into the street thinking it's okay out there, because as we are hearing the rounds going off, it's still extremely dangerous.
San Diego Police Lieutenant Scott Wall. An official in Washington says U.S. intelligence suggests the Russian airliner that crashed in Egypt was most likely brought down by a bomb. Britain is thinking along the same lines.
As more information has come to light, the UK has become concerned that the plane may well have been brought down by an explosive device.
Fox's Simon Owen. And Kraft Heinz is closing 7 factories in North America. 2,600 workers will lose their jobs. Fox News, we report, you decide.
As a Ford employee, I get to give my friends a special deal.
Announcing Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing. It's an inside deal, now for everyone.
Just log on to Ford.com, and the low price you see there, that's the low price you'll pay.
On cars, trucks, SUVs, every nameplate.
Like the super stylish Ford Fusion, the built Ford Tough F-150.
And our awesome lineup of SUVs that make it easier for you to be unstoppable.
With Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing, you don't have to negotiate. It's hassle-free.
So now when people ask me if I can get them a great deal because I work for Ford, with Friends and Neighbors pricing, they don't have to ask anymore.
That's because now for a limited time, you can get in on Friends and Neighbors pricing at your participating Ford dealer.
This really doesn't happen every day.
Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing.
It's an inside deal, now for everyone. Available at participating dealers only. Take new retail delivery from dealer stock by 146.
Yes, it's time again for Buddy Martin. Call him up and tell him what you're thinking, but be kind because he's doing the best he can.
I'm just sick of all the amateur stuff, you know? I mean, like, if I'm paying top dollar, I want a little production value, you know? Like some editing, transition, something, some music.
Don't worry, we didn't leave you.
He's gone. He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Our bosses say we gotta stay.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
It's time for the second hour of The Voice of Ocala.
Hoo-ah! You ever come across anything like time travel?
Come on, stick around. It's free.
If you win, you win. If you lose, you still win.
Now, welcome to Hour 2 of the program. Buddy Martin joining in progress. Glad to be with you on this overcast Wednesday on a, what is it, Tom? Yeah.
Hump day.
There you go. Is that. And this is the day we have coffee with our friend, and who doesn't have much to do these days and really has had a really kind of an easy week. He's been drinking coffee, eating bonbons, kicking back, and taking all his accolades, just living the good life. The mayor, Kent Gwynn. Hey, Kent, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, we get your mic on. We might be able to get that. Is that, huh? Tom says it's on.
Is it on? Can you hear it?
Okay, I had to get a little closer to it then. We know we've only been doing this 5 years. This takes a little while to catch you. So let's not start off with the obvious. Let's start off with
hotel.
Yes, the hotel situation and what's going on there, and maybe you can clarify a few things there.
Yeah, you know, we had two proposals initially, and then the group that was headed by Albert Peake and Kirk Boone decided to step aside. I think they thought their deal wasn't as financially good for the city, so they bowed out, which is fine. I respect that. And so we were left with a group headed up by Danny Gaikwad. Danny Gaikwad, Larry Young, Thad Boyd, and I think there was one other person there. We don't know who their contractor is going to be yet.
Not going to be Edwards? Someone said Edwards.
Someone told me that they thought it was going to be Steve Edwards. Now, Mr. Edwards wasn't there last night, but all great people involved in that project, including Mr. Gaikwad. So they came, and I was telling somebody today, so amazing that things that we work on for 12 years pass with one comment, no objections, and a 5-0 unanimous vote on council. Probably because we've been talking about it so long. And then the parking garage, that passed with no comments, 5-0 vote in support of it. We've already changed a couple of times to add change elevators from one side to the other. And that took 50 years for our community to do, and they just seem to just happen with effortlessly.
What's the message?
Which is amazing.
There? What's the message there when all that?
Well, maybe it's because, like you and I have talked about on this show so many times, you have to tell them about 7 times.
Yeah.
Well, 7,000 times. Yeah. They really get it. So. So I just think we've just talked about it. Everybody's up to speed, and we're all familiar with it. And I just think it's at that point where everybody's comfortable with it, and time to move forward. And it really will. We were thinking about this today. It really will change Ocala for the good for a long, long time. And you'll see good things start to happen.
Well, it's what will happen around it.
Exactly. Other people have already, have been talking to me knowing that this was coming about buying other properties across the street on the north side of the boulevard.
That's what we need.
Exactly. Yeah. So I know that's being discussed. Some of those vacant lots, the one that Mr. Sawaya had, or Judge Sawaya has now over by Madison Commons.
That's the old Sawaya Motors? Is that what?
Yeah, the old Sawaya Motors. That's just a vacant lot. The old where the dry cleaners was, that's a vacant lot back of where used to be American Title. Now it's the another.
Was Toffoli's back in there too somewhere? Or is that the other side?
Toffoli's was.
Oh no, it's closed down.
Yeah,
it was a
well, it's parking lot where Toffoli's is.
Yeah, right.
Now, but anyway, there's a lot of opportunity over there.
Yeah, and Ken, you traveled a good bit. You've seen other cities, and I've been and lived in a few, and if you look at it, size it up, and compare it, and there's something side by side, it's a much smaller city than Denver.
Oh, sure.
But what happened in Denver, and I lived in that area for a while, the first 6 months I moved there, what they call Lodo or lower downtown.
Right.
It basically was where a lot of homeless people hung out, and the buildings were all shuttered.
Sure.
And, and when the ballpark opened up there, and it went crazy. Now there must be 50 restaurants, and it's a nightlife. I mean, it's all kinds of. Now we'll never be Denver,
right?
But by the same token,
we don't want it to be Denver.
That's the kind of property that you need where people will be encouraged to come in and take part and build something. You know,
sure. And I'll share with you this: 2 things. My son's buying a piece of property, a little small bungalow down in St. Pete, close to a place called Williams Park.
Know it well.
Had lunch with the mayor of St. Pete the other day, and we were talking about that area, and that's exactly what's going to happen. In that St. Pete area, it's just going to take off.
And Beach Boulevard is just incredible.
Yeah, exactly, in all that area. I mean, it's so close to that area. Well, he's cleaning up Williams Park. Buses aren't going to stop there anymore. They have a real bad homeless population problem there. That's being cleaned up. Then the other thing, when I was down there having lunch that day, I got invited to go to this place called Cafe Con, which is Cafe Conversations. Got invited by someone that lives in Tampa. People in Tampa wanted to know about Ocala. So I went down there, gave a speech, had breakfast. They're planning a road trip up here to see Ocala. They want to see the Riley Arts Center. They want to see our downtown. They want to see the Appleton Museum. But what I was talking about to them, I said, one of the things that we did when we were doing our master plan was copy some of the concepts that happened in Hyde Park and applied them here.
In Tampa.
And if you look at Hyde Park, I mean, it's almost just exactly like parts of it, like our historic district where you've got Osceola Middle School, 8th Street Elementary School. You have 2 schools that look almost identical to that, right on the edge of that neighborhood. And then you've got a lot of retail, you've got a lot of residential in an old part of Tampa, bungalows, things like that, in high-end type retail stores. Now, we just hired a company called Retail Strategies to do exactly that, to attract retailers, both local and, national retailers, in the downtown. When this hotel project kicks off, which it will, it's going to be like Katie bar the door.
I want to ask you, we'll take a break. I know, Tom, you have a question too. You can go and ask a question, but I want to say you come back to the break. When people ask you, so people want to know about Ocala, what do they ask you? Think about it for a second. Okay. Tom's got a question.
The thing I was most encouraged about was when I saw the plans for this and the renderings was to have any vibrant downtown, you have to have people downtown.
Right.
And the second building of this project is going to be townhomes and retail space. Are there any more, or if you can tell us, are there any more abilities or thoughts about taking some of these vacant lots and building more residential real estate?
Yes. There's a gentleman, I won't tell you who he is, met with me the other day, and we sat with a map of downtown and plotted different areas that he wants to do residential in that I thought would be good.
Go ahead and tell Donald Trump.
No. And local guy, and so he has some local money behind him. So I thought, this is great, and he wants to get in on the ground floor and, start doing that. I know Mr. McBride's project will be successful, and I think, when people see that, they will, take off on that.
Yeah.
But now's the time to do it. Because when it happens, the prices are going to be different. And that's the other thing I talked about on this show is, right now we're having to incentivize things, but we don't own
how much
really any other property. But once you do that, you don't have to incentivize anymore. Right. Then they're paying a premium.
Just a jump start to get it going now.
Exactly.
It's like,
that's why I'm saying do it now because you'll
deals
pay a
can be made still, and incentives can be made, and maybe not in next year.
Right.
Yeah, good point. I want to tell you when I come back about a view I had from Angie Lewis's front porch the other day when I was out there, and the vision that it conjured up, things that you and I have talked about the city. And also I want to ask you, when people ask about Ocala, like your friends down in St. Pete, what do they ask, okay?
Right.
It's Coffee with the Mayor. It's a Wednesday. This is the Voice of Ocala. I'm Buddy Martin. Stay tuned to
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
Here in Florida, when you're looking to go to the beach, you've got hundreds of options. Theme parks, no shortage of options there either. But when it comes to home insurance, most companies have only one option. Allstate is different. Here in Florida, Allstate agents offer home insurance options from several companies, so they can help you get the coverage that's right for you. And they'll help you save on quality car insurance, too. For starters, safe drivers save 45% with Allstate. So before you settle for just one option, talk to someone with many home and car insurance options. Your local Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
Hi, this is Kevin McDonald, your local Allstate agent. To get your quote, please call us at 622-2333 or stop by one of our 2 Ocala locations.
Allstate has no financial responsibility to you for any home insurance policy you purchase and would not be responsible for any claims. Allstate does not make any representations or accept liability related to operations of home insurance companies, including but not limited to their financial conditions, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Savings vary.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is a place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs, proud sponsor of Friday night Marion County High School football on WOCA, The Source.
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala. Prestige. It's all there in our name. If you need a sign or a banner for your yard or your business or your campaign, I'd recommend you go to Signs Unlimited at 318 South Magnolia in Ocala. Screen printing, embroidery, digital graphics. Do what I did when we needed signs for the Save the Marion Theater Group. Go see Vic Buttermore at Signs Unlimited if you want quality work with a fast turnaround from somebody who is deeply committed to his community and always ready to assist you. There's a reason Vic's slogan is, "It's our business to make your business better." Sign up for Signs Unlimited. Call 732-7341 today.
This is a public notice. Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's OcalaForSale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. OcalaForSale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Join us downtown for a truly wonderful Ocala tradition, the 32nd annual Light Up Ocala, on Saturday, November 21st from 4 to 9 p.m. The highlight of the evening will be the lighting of downtown Ocala and the 42-foot Christmas tree at 6:30. There'll be live entertainment, crafts, food, children's activities, and of course, a visit by Santa. And you can stop by the WOCA booth and register for your chance to win a brand new big screen LED TV. So come, be a part of the 32nd annual Light Up Ocala.
The Florida State Seminoles travel to Clemson, South Carolina in a game that could decide the bid for the national championship tournament. Will it be Clemson or Florida State representing the ACC? Find out by tuning in this Saturday at 3:30 for Florida State Clemson, brought to you by Tri-Eagle Sales, your local distributor of Bud Light in the Ocala, Marion County community. Florida State football this Saturday at 3:30. Don't miss it on The Source.
What are the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking? Will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Back with Mayor King. When I was sitting in Angie Lewis's front porch down there, her office on Angie Lewis State Farm Agency on Fort King, looking across the street at Sandy McBride's condo building, and I was
I had a little vision there as I was looking over at the balconies outside the apartment. You know how sometimes you just envision something and think, this is going to happen one day? I could definitely see people in their condos on the balcony with their solo cups in their hand, music playing across the street at Citizen Circle, and that all being sort of a jam, you know what I mean? A place that you go. And I think this is going to work out beautifully because this is the kind of thing we need more of. You know, where people can hang out, you know, and maybe they don't want to walk downtown. Maybe they don't want to go through the whole venue of the art wall. They just want to hang out and observe and soak it in. But what a great location.
Oh, it's wonderful.
I have a friend who bought one of those places and plans to live there. And my wife would go there in a heartbeat. She'd say, hey, I'd go there. So anyway, so we talk about people who ask you things.
Right.
And they ask you about Ocala. And you made a comment earlier that people wanted to know about Ocala.
Right.
Down in St. Pete, was it?
No, Tampa.
Tampa. What do they want to know about Ocala? What kind of questions do they ask?
Well, and the place that we went was, they call it Soho, which means South Howard, you know, which is down in that, you know, Hyde Park, you know, area. They wanted to know about economic development, what we were doing, you know, with like FedEx and those type things. They wanted to know about our downtown, and they wanted to know about the arts in our community. They wanted to know about ecotourism, and they wanted to know about the equine industry, which are all things that are, you know, pretty unique to Ocala, especially the equine.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously they don't have a lot of green space in, you know, Tampa, so they were enjoying the ecotourism part of it.
Did you tell them that the equine
Santos
industry is great here? Rural development of our downtown area is great.
Yes.
And the state's killing us on our ecotourism because they won't do anything with Silver Springs.
They did ask about Silver Springs. I said, how many people have been to Silver Springs? Man, every hand in the room went up. So, yeah.
I mean, that's great, and you know, and I love that we have the equine industry. And by the way, HITS is going to be bigger than ever.
Right.
But I wish they'd know us for more than that.
Well, and they asked the question too. They said, "What's the state of Florida doing to bring Silver Springs back to its glory?"
Great
and what it was?
question
From Tampa, Florida.
Great question, and I wish people would
be nothing
asking that question.
That was the answer.
Because on this show, we've railed about that constantly. What are we going to do about it? We have this. Don't get me started, okay? Just suffice to say that what was promised has not been delivered.
Not at all.
We have something sitting right here before us that's a world-class place. Could be all kinds of things could happen in venues, and it's just ridiculous. And why our leadership in this county, I'm sorry, couldn't deliver on that promise is just
drop the ball.
Befuddles me completely.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they got the state to take it over, and the state's done absolutely nothing.
We can stand our ground with our representation here, but our ground is deteriorating in Silver Springs.
Yeah, and I've been told that by other people, they say that they ran out of money.
Ran out of money.
Well, put some in there.
Well, they ran out of the $4 million that Palace gave them.
I understand. They're saying they had to clean it up. That was okay.
Well, they haven't even cleaned it up.
No, they haven't finished cleaning it up. And not only that, what about the development of the
They spent
place?
their buyout money and then hadn't done anything else.
They haven't done one thing.
Hey, I'm sorry, we're not Weeki Springs, okay? Right. I understand. I love Weeki and all that. Yeah. We're not. We were a major tourist development. I know it can't be that again, but it could be a lot more. And I don't know. When you get elected, wait a minute, you're not running. But if you ever do get elected to go to Tallahassee, we're going to hold you personally accountable for not if you don't get it done. All right?
Well, somebody is going to Tallahassee, I think.
I guess,
involved in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get me started on that guy.
So anyway, I've got texts here from different people. One person saying the state won't allow the private vendors operating Silver Springs to sign long-term contracts. They won't put money in. Well, who's
Let the state of Florida do it then?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Let them put money.
The county should have stepped in and said they wanted to be the concessionaires, and that's who should have done it. But we all know our 5 county commissioners aren't going to do anything that requires a backbone or a decision.
Yeah. I don't know the situation with the person who's running it now, Bobby Genovese. I can't say I've never met the gentleman. Maybe you have, Kent.
I've met him, nice guy.
And I don't know what his plans are, but he hadn't exactly delivered as far as I'm concerned. Maybe he can't get long-term contracts. I don't know. But somebody needs to be asking questions and getting some answers around here.
Well, you just go out there and you walk around and you see things are just in the deplorable condition. And
of course.
You saw in the paper recently, buddy, that Commissioner Bryant she has made this conversation about, is there something we can do to help Rainbow Springs, the golf course?
Yeah, it's her district.
Right. How about Silver Springs?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not her district.
And yeah, that's true. It's not our district.
Well, I understand that, but doesn't she work for the whole county?
Kind of like I do the whole city.
I mean, I'm just asking.
And you work for the
You're
county.
A county commissioner.
You work for the county as well, Kit, by the way. Just in case you didn't know.
If you're a county commissioner, I thought your job was to work for the county.
Yeah.
Just my thoughts.
I was just going to say it one more time. Metro government. Charter government. All right, so that's that deal.
There's Commissioner Bryant right now, walking by the window.
Well, hello, Commissioner Bryant.
Hi, Commissioner Bryant. How are you?
We're just talking about you, Commissioner Bryant.
We were just talking about you on the radio.
We need your help. I mean, on Silver Springs, even though not your territory.
Now she's coming in.
Good. We'll get some answers right here. Here we are. Good. I like that response. Come step up to the microphone. Let's talk about it. That's the dialogue is so important in this. Well, here she is.
Here she is,
Kathy Bryant. Sit down that microphone down there, and so he can get you hooked. Thank you for coming in, Commissioner. Appreciate it very much.
I'm in here, but
It's we were just talking about Silver Springs.
Okay.
And we were talking about the state inability to deliver on things that we thought was promised. I'm getting texts about people saying, well, people can't sign long-term contracts because they can't get any insurance from the state, et cetera, et cetera. And we're about half informed around here anyway. So we just thought, well, Tom brought up. Well, I saw where Kathy Bryant brought up
Rainbow Springs Golf.
How about we get some help?
How about we get some help
from
Silver Springs?
Can't explain that this is not your territory exactly, although you represent the whole county. So now, there you go. You
walked into this hornet's nest.
You walked right into it, Kathy.
I think I have to leave. I have an appointment at 5 o'clock. I can't help y'all.
Wait a minute. You sound like some other people I know you work with.
No. As far as, what's going on with contracts and the state not performing, I know some of the things that are going on, but not all of them. And, I would always be happy to talk to any of our state representatives if there are issues out there. And just because it's not my district does not mean that I wouldn't work on that. And Silver Springs is so very, very important to our local community. And I think the mayor and I have actually had a conversation or two about what we're doing out there, the county, as far as with the CRA that we've put out there.
There's money's there available. And
the money, there's not a lot right now, of course, for us to do anything
right.
with. It's going to take several years for that to build up. But we've done some other things that I think have changed the corridor. And moving forward, I know that the plans that we're putting in place are going to change that corridor for the better. And then as far as the springs protection, we're still moving forward with trying to take package plants offline, and so that we can make sure that there aren't as many nitrates, of course, going into the water. And so I feel the county is doing everything that they can to try to revitalize that area and to try to minimize any environmental impacts on the spring, because we all realize how important it is to our county.
Well, it's encouraging to hear that. What about economic development, which is the part I want to get to at some point? I understand I want to clean up our environment. I'm very pro that. But, a long time ago, I heard another commissioner's dream about ecotourism that involved Silver Springs, and I haven't heard any more about that.
That is still in play. There's a lot of moving parts to that will happen as time goes by, and I think just the revitalization of the area is going to make a huge difference as well. And I'm going to let Mayor Gwynn chime in on this, because I know that he noticed some changes.
Yeah, I was going to brag on you on that.
That we've done out there.
Yeah, one of the things I talked to the commissioner about, just from a code enforcement standpoint, when they took it over, it was really kind of blighted. But after about, not too much longer, I'd mentioned to her about, they needed to clean some of that up through code enforcement action. And it's like night and day compared to what it used to be. You drive through there, it's clean, a lot of the blight's gone, and it looks so much better. So, and just like we're doing with the gateways on 40 and 27, it takes, unfortunately, money. And, we're talking about the CRAs. It takes money to buy up those properties, clean that up, and make it possible for other development to go in. And people aren't going to go into an area, that's a blighted area. So, just unfortunately, money does a lot of magical things.
Yeah, it does. And I also think that, what we have to realize when we're talking about all these things is they don't happen overnight. Not only does it take money, but it takes time.
With the states involved, it doesn't happen over years.
Well, as Adlai Stevenson once said, I'm prepared to wait till hell freezes over, right?
Oh, my goodness.
So anyway, thanks for coming in, Commissioner.
I'm happy to
Appreciate
stop
your
in.
insight, as always. Good to see you. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us. And let's just, I say the way to get that CRA going and get money is build up some businesses and bring more money in.
Absolutely.
It's the chicken and the egg thing, right?
That's right.
So appreciate it very much. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks. Y'all have a good afternoon.
Sorry the mayor didn't buy you any coffee because this is Coffee with the Mayor Day. But if he was coming in.
I'm sure had he known that I was in
he would have had
here,
you some, without a doubt.
Some coffee.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll take a break. Thank you.
Gentleman like that.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, we'll take a break. Come back. The mayor's on the other side. We got much to talk about, including a little fake factoid right here on The Source.
Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens, has created the perfect bottle for whatever happens. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle. It's made of 100% chill holding aluminum, so you know it's cold. It's tall and sleek, so it's refreshing. And here comes a twist. It's reclosable, so you know it's always up for whatever. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle. Just bring it. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Stay with us and sleep better at the Sleep Inn and Suites of Ocala Bellevue, located next door to Don Garlett's Museum and a few minutes from Florida Horse Park. Our award-winning, newly refreshed Sleep Inn and Suites offers comfy, clean rooms, free fast Wi-Fi, and service with a smile. Start your day with a deluxe hot breakfast and unwind in our heated outdoor pool. Our convenient 24-hour fitness and business centers allow you to stay on track whether you're here to play or to work. That's Sleep Inn and Suites Ocala Bellevue, proud sponsor of Marion County High School football.
Are you looking for a durable farm fence to keep your horses enclosed or a beautiful vinyl fence to give that finishing touch to your home? Seminole Fence has over 20 years of experience in providing quality fence products and services for farm and residential properties. Let them surround your property with a fence that provides privacy, security, and stunning appeal. Don't wait. Contact them today at 352-208-0959 for a free estimate. Seminole Fence, working hard to build fences and harder to build relationships. The Florida State Seminoles travel to Clemson, South Carolina in a game that could decide the bid for the national championship tournament. Will it be Clemson or Florida State representing the ACC? Find out by tuning in this Saturday at 3:30 for Florida State Clemson, brought to you by Tri-Eagle Sales, your local distributor of Bud Light in the Ocala, Marion County community. Florida State football this Saturday at 3:30. Don't miss it on The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Carmen Roberts. No planes landing at San Diego International Airport as police deal with a man firing a high-powered rifle. A SWAT team has the man's building surrounded.
We feel we have the scene contained and the suspect isolated. But what we don't want is people coming out of their homes a half a block or a block down the street and coming out into the street thinking it's okay out there, because as we are hearing the rounds going off, it's still extremely dangerous.
San Diego Police Lieutenant Scott Wall. An official in Washington says U.S. intelligence suggests the Russian airliner that crashed in Egypt was most likely brought down by a bomb. Britain is thinking along the same lines.
As more information has come to light, the UK has become concerned that the plane may well have been brought down by an explosive device.
Fox's Simon Owen. And Kraft Heinz is closing 7 factories in North America. 2,600 workers will lose their jobs. Fox News, we report, you decide.
As a Ford employee, I get to give my friends a special deal.
Announcing Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing. It's an inside deal. Now for everyone.
Just log on to Ford.com, and the low price you see there, that's the low price you'll pay.
On cars, trucks, SUVs, every nameplate.
Like the super stylish Ford Fusion, the built Ford Tough F-150.
And our awesome lineup of SUVs that make it easier for you to be unstoppable.
With Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing, you don't have to negotiate. It's hassle-free.
So now when people ask me if I can get them a great deal because I work for Ford, with Friends and Neighbors pricing, they don't have to ask anymore.
That's because now for a limited time, you can get in on Friends and Neighbors pricing at your participating Ford dealer.
This really doesn't happen every day.
Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing.
It's an inside deal, now for everyone. Available at participating dealers only. Take new retail delivery from dealer stock by 1/4/16. See.
Howdy, folks. RL Hemp to tell you about Dairy Queen at Silver Springs' current specials. These folks are on fire, or at least their real char grill is, cooking up some tasty specials. Their $5 lunch specials are unreal, including bacon cheeseburgers, flamethrower burgers for the brave, chicken strips, and chicken wraps, all including fries, drinks, and a sundae. Nobody else does it like that but Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where they always treat you like kings and queens.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Ooh, ouch. Does pain have you glued to the couch? Yes, unfortunately it's true that every year we must get older, but that doesn't mean we have to deal with pain in our back, knees, or shoulder. If your muscles and joints are sore, don't worry anymore. Come get acupuncture from me and you'll be pain-free. Acupuncture starts as low as $35 at a Better You Healthcare. Call me, Dr. Erica Olstein, at 615-5566. Stop your pain from driving you insane.
The Kingdom of the Sun Concert Band, under the leadership of conductor Les Muncaster, presents the musical presentation Veterans Like the Stars. It'll be on Sunday, November 8th at 6:30 p.m. at the Ocala Marion County Veterans Memorial Park. Free admission. Bring your families, your friends, your blankets, your lawn chairs, and join the Kingdom of the Sun Concert Band for a very special evening of music, fireworks, and good old American spirit. For more information, call 624-9291 or go online to kingdomofthesunband.org.
Never know who walks by out front here on the Paddock Mall. It could be, Donald Trump or Ben Carson or
County Commissioner Kathy Bryant.
Never know. So,
hey, kudos to the county commissioner, because let's be honest. One person in this room hadn't been very nice to the county commission over the last, I don't know, 6, 9, 12 months.
I don't know who that would be.
That would be me.
Oh, excuse me.
Okay. Remember, I never walk away from things.
Yeah.
And for her to walk in that, but that's what we ask. You asked on this show about 3 months ago, buddy. Just can we hear something from the county commission?
That's all.
And Kathy Bryant came in and gave us a good 4 or 5 minutes. Good for her.
I'm gonna say what I said the other day when we had Chris Blair on. Now, you may like him, you may not, And I said on Friday when he came in for the show, asked the cops, people say to me, how is it Chris Blair gets to come on the show and give his point of view all the time and you don't get the other side? Well, A, he has a show. He shows up every week and he answers questions.
Called Ask the Cops.
And B, nobody else volunteered to come on and talk. So if they want to talk, we have a number we give out, 622-9622. We're always open. How could you be more open with your chief of police and your sheriff and your mayor than this show right here, where we do talk shows every week? And why does Kent Gwynn get to come on and talk? Because he comes on every week. When it's good or when it's bad, he always shows up. So that's what we appreciate.
And it's been a little tough this week for the mayor.
You think?
It's been a little tough for the mayor this week.
I don't know. Well, I guess
it's Halloween.
I guess we might as well go ahead and address it. And not that it's any major story, but tomorrow's the day when the supposed list is going to come out. Today's story in Ocala.com was the NAACP says they have no official position on the linking of Kent Gwynn, the mayor, to the KKK. And Reverend Willis said he wanted to emphasize that he or his branch had not taken a position on the contentious issue. You have a little more insight to that than we do.
Right.
And I think what you told me was a little different now. What did you say?
Oh, well, this morning he had mentioned, it was in the paper, that, he had, it says NAACP was supporting me, which was Reverend Willis
right.
Himself. And then the online version of the Star Banner today said that, they weren't taking a position. So
They're
think
neutral.
probably, yeah, and I get that. I mean, it was probably, he was saying, I think that's my opinion, but, we as a group haven't taken a side one way
you have
or
to
another.
respect,
I understand that. I respect that.
Yeah.
And I get along fine with him. We have sat, just like he said, in there and had, political discussions about, different points of view and everything. And, that's one of the things I've always said. I can disagree with someone, still, get along with them and work with them. Not that I disagree with, Reverend Willis, but I'm just saying, people can have different points of view and still get along and work together.
Yeah.
In general.
For those that don't know, I don't know if you've been under a rock or something, we're talking about a story that broke earlier this week. Well, what really wasn't a story, it was a posting on an open source message board type thread that listed 4 U.S. senators and 5 metropolitan mayors in the United States as having ties to the Ku Klux Klan. Mm-hmm. And the mayor, of course, it was Monday, came out at 3 o'clock. You, Buddy Martin was seen on TV, Mr. Mayor. As you're having your press conference, you can see Buddy's arm and hand on the TV. you were there to. What was your exact words that day, Mr. Mayor?
Never have been.
Mine, I said I never have been. I'm not now, nor will I ever be a member of the Ku Klux Klan.
Unequivocal lie, right?
Unequivocal lie.
And since that time, what's happened?
I've gotten emails from the mayor of Norfolk, Virginia, who was also named, asking me what we're doing down here. Discussed that. Got a email from Senator Coates' office this morning, updating me on what was going on with them. It was like a group email to all the people that were, named. Just tons and tons and tons of emails and phone calls supporting me. It's just been unbelievable. It's like that. Remember that movie, It's a Wonderful Life, George Bailey?
Yeah.
That's what I feel
like. How you feel like?
Yeah. The community just have come out in droves supporting me.
A lot of people have come to your defense. Not that you needed it,
no,
but a lot
still.
of people have. And we had a gentleman on, by the way, that afternoon later that I met in your office. The Reverend who was in your office, we talked to, what was his name, Tom? Fulton?
Oh, yeah, Fulton Wilson, yeah.
Fulton Wilson, and we just let's get his viewpoint.
Yeah.
Because we've been talking to you, and
sure.
He went on to say that you had empowered him in a project and helped him, whatever. So how do you feel about all of that? And by the way, I happen to know I was in your office, and other friends of yours who are African-American volunteered to come down and stand with you.
Right.
And I heard you say, if you don't mind me telling you, that's okay. I don't need you to do that, in deference to them, because you didn't want to put them in a position, correct?
Exactly. I think that would be racist in and of itself to ask someone who's black to come stand with me to say I need some African Americans to stand with me to make it look like I'm not a racist.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. I'm not anyway, but I'm certainly not going to ask them to put themselves out, and do that. So. But no, it's a ridiculous lie, and like I said, it's just, I don't know. I got invited to Fox 35 today to do a story, and I thought about it. And I thought, why am I going to drive to Orlando to say the same thing I just got through saying yesterday? To say I'm not involved in it. I don't know why I'm singled out or why my name's in there, and I don't know anything else to say.
And you're right, because there's that Shakespeare line. Protest too much,
right?
That line.
Yeah.
You don't need to say it more and over again and protest it more. You said it.
Yeah.
Now, you did have I understand, a special friend who wanted to have a picture made with you in Starbucks.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine, by the way, Sumika's her name. She happens to be African American. She's one of my favorite people ever to be out there.
She's great.
And I told that when you walked in, she had a camera, and she said what to you?
She said, I want to have my picture taken with you. I want to put it on Facebook.
Yeah.
And so Mayor Ergel took our picture, and I guess it's on Facebook. I wouldn't know. My Facebook account's been hacked.
Yeah, what's that all about? People are trying to...
About 4 o'clock, right after that news conference, it went away and it was deactivated. It's got a different username that I'm not familiar with. And that, along with my Kent Gwynn for Mayor Facebook page, has been hacked. So,
well, what does that tell you? What was that? What was that group called? The hack a what?
Anonymous.
No,
Anonymous.
There was another one. Hackavist. The Hackavist.
Hackavist.
Yeah.
Hackavist.
So that's their deal there. So,
Yeah.
all right. So now You're moving on. That's behind you.
Yep.
It just is a lesson how quickly our character can be besmirched by your character can be assassinated so easily that it's almost scary. And Tom and I have talked about this a lot. If I wanted to really do somebody in, I could do it very simply. All I got to do is somehow get on their computer and download some kind of child porn, wherever you get it from, I don't know. But anyway, child porn on their computer when you can't ever get it off. Or also put some affiliation with the Nazi Party or racists, the KKK, on their computer, and they're dead. That's it.
Oh yeah, your character is then assassinated, and there's nothing you wouldn't be able to regain it. You'd have to move or relocate or you know.
And what happened is, this is a lesson for everybody, and me included. But when people start raising questions, like I always kid, Tom could be a Russian spy for all I know. I'm pretty sure he's not, but you know he could be.
I can barely speak English. Russian's out of the question.
But the thing is with you, when people say to me, "Well, how do you know?" How do I know? Well, let's say this. I have known him for over 40 years. I've served alongside him in committees for the community. I've done a radio show with him for 5 years. I've never, ever, ever heard him even utter the remotest thing close to anything racist.
Right.
And that's how I know.
Right.
I trust my judgment on that. And I think that's the question. People get to a point where they say, well, you don't know, I don't know, maybe it's a secret life, whatever, etc. But you know because you know.
Yeah.
Well, it's something called, it's the basis of spirituality and everything. You have faith in somebody.
Right.
You have faith in the character of the person you know.
Well, let me just say this. I mean, I consistently, try to never tell a lie, always do the right thing, keep my head down, stay focused, treat everybody with respect. I don't care what color you are, if you're a billionaire or you're homeless. Everybody gets treated the same. And when I did that in my campaign, and during that campaign there were mudslinging and lies by my opponent, and then the thing in the paper came out that Danny Gaikwad was behind, and people came to my support, defended me, and won the election 65-35. Same thing's happening now. And
it backfires on them.
It backfires on the support from this community. I can't tell you how much support I've had. And to each and every one of you listening out there, if you're listening, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Is there still an email list where people can send you emails, or has that been hacked too?
Just through my regular city email, kgwin@ocalafl.org.
Yeah.
So
I want to get in touch with you. So appreciate that. I do have one other text here that says, I love Mayor Gwynn. There is only one major flaw he has. He's a Seminole. I don't know what that.
Well, everybody's got their cross to bear, right?
Which happens to be a pretty good right now, by the way.
Well,
if they beat Clemson, it's really good.
Get past that.
Exactly. All right, so here's the challenge. You got that. Now, do you think that you could take Tom Schmitz head on, the Terminator, and beat him like a drum today in Fake or Factoid?
And see, these Fake or Factoid questions are probably ones you use when you do your trivia.
Oh, no.
These are mine. These are mine. I'm the one who does them.
No, Buddy makes these questions.
I won't allow him
You're
to make
probably
them.
like Alex Trebek. You've heard the question so many times that you're just...
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
The first time I've ever heard you compared to Alex Trebek, so all I got to say.
Sorry.
Let's take a break, come back. We'll see what the Mayor can do up against the Terminator on Fake or Factoid right here on the Voice of Ocala. Coffee with the Mayor.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Your quality of life is meant to be fully enjoyed each day. The doctors at Ayers Global understand that and strive to provide a quality of life for you that has no equal. Ayers Therapeutic Services combines naturopathic and family medicine to help all your health needs. Diabetic management, hypertension, pain management, and anti-aging are just a few of the services offered by the Ayers family. Call 352-512-0222 today, and Ayers Therapeutic Services will help you begin to understand that better health begins with you.
If you've been hearing about the crowd at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill and were worried because you couldn't get in, I've got some good news for you. Seating is now available. While you're there, look up Chef Dave Del Rio. He'll buy you a drink. Now is the time for you to finally see firsthand what your friends are talking about at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill. Try Chef Dave's tantalizing Louisiana menu. Check out those gorgeous Lake Weir sunsets. Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill on beautiful Lake Weir. Seating now available. Nestled in the heart of horse country, just off I-75 exit 354, the award-winning and newly refreshed Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala invites you to pamper yourself in one of our comfy guest rooms. Enjoy our free and fast Wi-Fi, heated outdoor swimming pool, 24-hour fitness center, and our deluxe continental breakfast. Other on-site amenities include a restaurant, putt-putt golf, and a car wash. Go happy, go Hojo at the Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala, proud sponsor of Friday Night High School football on WOCA, The Source.
Head coach Bryce Harris of the undefeated Denellen Tigers take his boys in to meet Matt Franklin and his guys at Westport High School. It's the last Marion County Friday Night High School game of the week, but it's one you surely don't want to miss. Join us for the pregame at 7:15, kickoff at 7:30, Denellen versus Westport, this Friday on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Have you heard of HyperDirectory? When looking for local businesses, go to hyper.directory. No need for www, no need for .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to local companies when it matters most. HyperDirectory is your local business directory partnered with the Ocala Chamber and Economic Partnership to bring you trusted local businesses. Keeping Ocala local. Use hyper.directory. No www, not even .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to businesses when it matters most.
Coming live in concert, Matthew Smith and Indelible Grace, Sunday, November 15th, 6 p.m. Good night till then. At Grace Presbyterian Church, just down the road from Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens. Tickets are only $15 at the door, or get discounted tickets now at eventbrite.com. Or visit Grace Presbyterian on Facebook or call 629-1537.
Join R&D Tactical Solutions at Ocala Gun Range, Saturday, November 14th from 3 to 6 p.m. for the Star and Shield benefit in support of local law enforcement and the families of fallen disabled officers with bullseye shooting competition and more. Yes, it's open to the public. Proudly sponsored by R&D Tactical Solutions, WOCA Radio, Big Country Entertainment, and Black Bear Smokehouse, located in the Anthony Industrial Park next to the Supervisor of Elections. The Star and Shield benefit, Saturday, November 14th from 3 to 6 p.m.
Back to Coffee with the Mayor, and coming up in the Sports Hour, we got plenty for you, including a roundtable discussion with Tom James on college football rankings, and we'll have Rachel Barbaro, the big game coming up between LSU and Alabama. Mayor, you got a pick in that game, LSU and Alabama. Who do you like?
I'd probably pick Alabama.
Alabama. Amazingly, that the undefeated team is LSU, but, you know, a lot of people think Alabama. Obviously, they're ranked in the top four, so there you go.
Yeah.
All right, so you ready to whip up on
give it a try.
Some Tribinator? Let's see. Do you have any music over there, Tom? Any ding, ding, ding 24 stuff where we can build a little suspenses? This is Fake or Factoid, the new show soon to be replacing either Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy on national television any day now. Fake or Factoid?
Place Alex Trebek. Come on.
Here we go. I don't think I've done this in the past. The smallest capital city with the least population in America is Pierre, South Dakota. Did I do this one before? Turn your mic on.
I've never heard of that one.
Okay.
Fake.
Fake.
Okay, both say fake?
Yep.
Anybody want to change their answer? Okay. You're correct. What is it, Tom?
Fargo.
I would guess it's probably somewhere in Rhode Island. Providence or something. I don't know.
Is it Montpelier? Perhaps?
Maybe Montpelier. Maybe Vermont.
I looked it up, but I forgot what it was. Okay. Here's Fake or Factoid. The only 15-letter word
that can be spelled without repeating a letter is uncopyrightable. The only 15-letter word that can be spelled without repeating a letter is uncopyrightable.
True.
Factoid?
Yeah.
Fake. Mayor says factoid, and Tom says fake, and score one for the mayor. It's not fake, it's fact.
Nice.
All right, number 3. Here's a mother of all mothers question. Fake or factoid?
Where's Lori Martin Gregory when you need it?
Yeah, really.
The largest number of children born to one woman is recorded at 69.
Fake.
Fake.
Anybody want to change?
No.
You should have. It's fact. A Russian woman had 69 children.
I don't even.
Don't ask.
Yeah, I'm not even thinking about that.
Quadruplets.
Looks like the mayor's taking the lead here substantially. You're about to go down. 4. A Russian general named Nikolai Gusramnam reportedly holds the all-time record for marriages with 32. You go first, Mayor.
Fact.
Fake.
Fact and fake? It is in fact fake. So it's a tied score. It's a fake one.
Gusternam is not a Russian name.
That's what I made up. I just threw it in there and made it up. Okay. Here it is. This is the tiebreaker. Of all the words in the English language, the word set, S-E-T, has the most definitions. The word set has the most definitions. 5 seconds.
Fake.
Fact.
Fact, says Tom, and fake, says the mayor. The Terminator wins. It's correct. All right, here was a number. What percent of all paper money in the United States contains traces of cocaine?
85%.
Traces of cocaine. What percentage?
I'd probably say 50.
Tom is pretty close. It's 80%. That's an amazing stat. And 80% of all paper money contains traces of cocaine.
It's one of those skeletons of mine that I used to not be a good guy.
I'm afraid to ask how you know that, but let's leave it.
It's actually a trivia question in Trivial Pursuit.
See, there you go. He had an advantage. I should throw that out, but he'd already won. All right. Well, thanks, Mayor Gwen. Appreciate it very much. And well, thanks for the coffee. We'll take a break. Come back to the next hour is Buddy Sports Page. Lots to talk about with the new college football rankings right here on
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day. Whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands, at Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time.
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala. Prestige. It's all there in our name.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood, and when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then, I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
Veterans Day in the United States, also known as Armistice Day in other parts of the world, honors the many military who have fought for our freedom. It is also the anniversary of the signing of the armistice that ended World War I. Major hostilities formally ended at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918. The folks at the Voice of South Marion join you in remembering military past and present.
Join R&D Tactical Solutions at Ocala Gun Range, Saturday, November 14th from 3 to 6 p.m. for the Star and Shield benefit in support of local law enforcement and the families of fallen disabled officers with bullseye shooting competition and more. Yes, it's open to the public. Proudly sponsored by R&D Tactical Solutions, WOCA Radio, Big Country Entertainment, and Black Bear Smokehouse, located in the Anthony Industrial Park next to the Supervisor of Elections. The Star and Shield benefit, Saturday, November 14th from 3 to 6 p.m.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Carmen Roberts. A police standoff has the San Diego International Airport diverting arriving flights. A SWAT team is trying to get a man armed with a high-powered rifle to surrender.
If he comes out, they'll send a police dog to take him down, or they'll try to use tear gas to subdue him. They have already fired several rounds of tear gas inside the apartment.
Fox News' Trace Gallagher. Police say the third option, shoot the gunman. U.S. stocks edge lower as investors react to comments by Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen that a rate hike in December is possible. She says the goal is 2% inflation.
If the incoming information supports that expectation, then our statement indicates that December would be a live possibility, but importantly, that we've made no decision about it.
The Dow Industrials fell 50 points. Fox News, we report, you decide.
As a Ford employee, I get to give my friends a special deal.
Announcing Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing. It's an inside deal. Now for everyone.
Just log on to Ford.com, and the low price you see there, that's the low price you'll pay.
On cars, trucks, SUVs, every nameplate.
Like the super stylish Ford Fusion, the built Ford Tough F-150.
And our awesome lineup of SUVs that make it easier for you to be unstoppable.
With Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing, you don't have to negotiate. It's hassle-free.
So now when people ask me if I can get them a great deal because I work for Ford, with Friends and Neighbors pricing, they don't have to ask anymore.
That's because now, for a limited time, you can get in on friends and neighbors pricing at your participating Ford dealer.
This really doesn't happen every day.
Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing.
It's an inside deal, now for everyone. Available at participating dealers only. Take new retail delivery from dealers.
How much time? 30 seconds. I'm on right now. I don't believe you.
Okay. Enough kidding around.
Ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho, ho.
And now it's time for the Buddy Martin Sports Page.
He actually had me stay here last night in his gym.
It's like I don't fit in. It's like I don't belong here.
Let's go talk to a couple of guys that never gamble.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. See, Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put you on the phone house at the same time. He didn't think we could do it.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
And now, here's Buddy.
Welcome to the Sports Page on a Wednesday, the day after the National College Football rankings are out from the selection committee. We all have opinions about those. But let's not lose sight of the fact that we've got some significant games this weekend, and none more significant than LSU Alabama. It's the SEC game of the year. Some people saying it could be the de facto West Division championship game. But there was a team called Mississippi out there who's still alive. Someone who used to live in that area before she became a superstar radio, television star in Nashville, and contributed to GridironNow.com is my friend Rachel Barbaro, who joins us now on the program. Hi, Rachel.
Hello, buddy. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And I know you have lots of opinions about these rankings, but let's go first with this game between LSU and Alabama. Is it the de facto Western Division championship game?
Well, I think even before the rankings came out, it was being called the Super Bowl of the SEC, and I think now with the rankings having Alabama and LSU in the top four, you can't help but you know, all the spotlight be on this game. I mean, you know, we're used to that. If you've covered the SEC, you know LSU and Alabama is always an instant thriller. It's always one for the ages. It is always just a classic, an instant classic. And so I expect nothing less between these two teams. And, you know, for LSU and Les Miles' bunch, for the first part of the year, they were, in the preseason, they were largely overlooked. Everybody was talking about Auburn, and we were all wrong on that. People were even talking about Arkansas. They were talking about the Mississippi schools. And Les Miles is such a master motivator and such just a really character, as we all know. You know, we were worried about Brandon Harris. We were worried about who was going to be their quarterback. And, meanwhile, by the way, Brandon Harris still hasn't turned over the ball this season yet, right? So I think that us not talking about LSU has kind of allowed them to develop right before our eyes. And then there's a Mack truck called Leonard Fournette. And they're going to come into Tuscaloosa this weekend, 8 o'clock, prime time, CBS. I mean, this is what you live for. I was there at the LSU Florida game, and that was a rock'em sock'em, I mean, just death match, if you will, of SEC opponents. But I expect there's going to be nothing less.
Yes, and isn't it funny that the quarterbacks on both teams have been held in question? Certainly Jacob Coker has, and by the way, he has turned the ball over. Brandon Harris, nobody really believed in Brandon Harris. All of a sudden, the guy's become a significant contributor and a guy who makes big plays. What has happened in your mind with Brandon Harris?
Well, I think what's happened in my mind is they have such a balanced rushing attack, first of all, and so that's taken the pressure off of him. I am an intense believer in. I played football through training camps in 5 days before I was medically released, but I've never played in a football game. I've never played on a team, so I see football from a different perspective, and I think there is intense power in belief, and there's intense power in scrutiny, and you see, every year we see it, teams just as soon as they get high up in the rankings, they get knocked down because of for disbelief, and I think, he was kind of thrown by the wayside and talked about and discredited and doubted, and I think that there was something to that, and Les Miles, as I mentioned earlier, was able to use that to kind of rally the troops and say, hey, nobody is talking about us, and I'm very proud of the passer that he has developed into, but when you've got guys that are safeties that are cheating up to try to stop the Mack truck that is Leonard Fournette, that averages over 200 yards a game, that's going to be on pace at this point to shatter Herschel Walker's record set in 1982, then you've got a single coverage. You've got what you want when you're a quarterback in terms of passing, and so Malachi Dupree has stepped up. And he had a coming out party, buddy. You saw the first half of that Florida game, particularly. I saw the Mississippi State game. They were controlling him. They were running Leonard Fournette. I get that. That's the culture there to run the ball. They don't have a passing culture so much at LSU. But I saw, and I said to my co-host, when we do a podcast on Gridiron Now, Josh Booty, I said, that guy can spin the ball, and he's going to develop into a darn good quarterback. And he's steady. And I think, Leonard Fournette has helped, the whole team. Defensively, they're better because of Leonard Fournette because they control the ball, and that helps out their defense. So, I just think they're a really even team, and certainly we're going to see how that matches up with Alabama's front seven, which, they want to get pressure on him and make it a long night for him.
Rachel Barbaro, she does a college football show on Sirius. She also does a podcast with Josh Booty on Gridiron Now. She writes, she does it all. And I'll give you a little tidbit of information, which you can either choose to use or not. Among the people that Brandon Harris tweets with, or shall we say texts with, used to be called pen pals and they wrote it, is Terry Bradshaw. Terry Bradshaw actually is texting back and forth with Brandon Harris about a variety of things. Okay. And he calls Terry Pops. And they've had quite a relationship. So I find that kind of interesting that he would even know who Terry Bradshaw was, first of all, because kids today think he's some guy on TV. They don't know. Yeah, exactly.
Right. They don't know the history.
And would you like to be a kind of a mouse in the room or a fly on the wall in that conversation?
I would, but you and I are students of history. You and I love history. You and I understand the historical significance of football and the time that we're in right now. I sat on that stage last year as the host of the college football playoff pregame and halftime and looked at Bill Hancock and said, Boz is sitting there and Jim Tressel, and I said, do you recognize the historical significance of what we're doing right now? We're rewriting the history books of college football and embarking in the second year of the college football playoff. I think we're doing that too. So I really dig it. Just to use that term, I really dig it when a young kid gets who the guys were of yesteryear and recognize, hey, listen, this guy can help me. Hey, listen, this guy can probably tutor me. Hey, I don't like the guys, buddy, that you know who they are, that I know it all, that I'm the 5-star, I got it, right? So I like a guy that humbles himself, and I think that too Brandon Harris is. He's quietly developed into a very dependable. Listen, he ain't got to be flashy. He doesn't have to be flashy in that offense, right? But here's what they are now that they weren't at the beginning of the season. They're balanced, and that's dangerous. And I know Alabama's secondary has really developed, but they took a beating, and they were banged up in that Tennessee game. But I know that was the point of the game for Alabama, the point of their attack that was weak and questionable at the beginning of the season. But, certainly that is going to be an area that is going to be tested because we saw it in the Florida game. We've seen it all season long. We've seen it develop. But conversely, if you look at LSU's secondary, they're going to get Jalen Mills back, and he is a senior safety. He did not play the first 5 games. He had foot surgery in August, and then he played sparingly in the Florida game and sat out the Western Kentucky game with a thigh bruise, and they're going to need him big time. They're also, I think, Tre'Davious White is a junior cornerback. I think they're going to get him back. Miles was talking about whether or not he was going to be ready to go on Monday. He said he is going to, because they're going to need them against guys like Ridley and Delaney, who have come up for big targets for Jacob Coker, which they call him Mini Roethlisberger, Vanilla Vic, for his toughness. And yes, he is tough. Yes, he will pull the ball down and run the ball, but he has also been known for the 45 yards, the 80-yard passes, right? Yes. And Coach Nick Saban, our counterpart at Gridiron Now, Tony Barnhart, went and sat in his office with him, and Nick Saban said he really grew up in that second half of that Ole Miss game. And since then, he has really gained the respect of the locker room, and that's how they really decided he was going to be the starter on that football team. And so I'm just really interested in Alabama's receivers versus LSU secondary, because I think their pass defense is like 66 in the country, and I think they've allowed 14 passing touchdowns this year, but 7 of those, right, have had the receiver way behind the defender because of miscommunication or a broken play. And so that's something that they know they cannot get away with in a game of this proportion.
Can't cheat up on Leonard Fournette. Final question. Alabama is a 6.5 or 6.5 point favorite over an undefeated LSU team. How unusual is that? And if you're picking that game, who do you like?
Well, it's up on Gridiron now, thanks to Mike Huguenin over there, and I'm just so proud. Let me just say, buddy, I'm so proud. We've known each other for years. I'm so proud to be doing work with you over at Gridiron now.
Likewise.
I just love it. I feel so proud to be with this bunch, and we're making waves and breaking news and doing great content. But I did pick Alabama. I wavered a little bit and went to LSU. I'm back to Alabama now, and I just think it's going to be a dogfight. It could be either. It really could. It could be either team. But my gut tells me Alabama somehow is going to pull it out, and I think Ole Miss is going to fall again before the end of their season. And I think Alabama, here's my thought, and it's been for the past 4 weeks, Alabama has unfinished business from last year's college football playoff. They did not play the way they wanted to. Lane Kiffin didn't call the game that he wanted to. They got outcoached. They got outplayed in that Sugar Bowl. And I feel like Nick Saban carries grudges. I know he does. He carries in his head. He coaches like that. He doesn't forget things. He stays up. He burns the midnight oil. And I think his little team of mini Sabans have taken on that unfinished business, that grudge of not finishing the drill, finishing the game last year. And I think they're going to end up back in the SEC championship. And at this point with the rankings, as long as they win, who cares about that? I think they're going to end up back in the college football playoff, and I think they're one of the most talented teams in the country. They control their destiny, and they can win it all.
Certainly do, and of course, if they win, LSU drops out. So once again, unfortunately, the SEC eating its own young. The nature of the business. Great stuff, Rachel. As usual, you can catch her on gridironnow.com and College Football Series. What's that channel, by the way, on Series? I've forgotten.
It's College Sports Nation Channel 84.
84.
So if you hear a female voice.
Yeah, I've got it on my Excel. Yeah.
Yep, if you hear a female voice on there, that's me.
That would be Rachel. She's everywhere. Thank you so much, Rachel.
Thanks, buddy.
Rachel Barber. That's some numbers she's around there. Right? I met her. I was at SEC meeting days in media in Hoover, Alabama, and Brendan Martin introduced me to her. And we sat down and we did a little live streaming show. And here she was. Well, then it was 7, 8 years ago, much even younger. And she immediately began telling me all she knew about Bear Bryant. I said, okay.
She knows a lot.
I said, okay, this is my kind of girl. Take a break, come back. Tom James says he's on the way. All right. Coming up next, we'll talk the news. Tom's got the headlines. We'll catch up with that. And then we've got our roundtable coming up. We might check in with Franz Beard in a moment just to see what he's got to offer on the rankings and the latest college football select committee right here on Buddy's Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
Who doesn't love heading out on the boat with a family, hitting the ATV trails with friends, or blazing new stretches of highway with riding buddies? Your toys are your ticket to outdoor fun. At the McDonald Allstate Agency, we get to know you and help make sure you have all the right coverages. Plus, when you bundle your coverage for your car and your home with your boat, motorcycle, RV, or more, you can save up to 30%. So call the McDonald Allstate Agency today at 622-2333 or stop by one of our 2 Ocala locations at Calla Hills or the Jasmine Square Plaza.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Savings vary. Central Florida is well known for our love of horses, and here at Seminole Fence Company, we have over 20 years of experience in providing quality fence products and services for farm and residential properties. Let us surround your property with a fence that provides privacy, security, and of course, stunning appeal. Don't wait. Contact us today at 352-208-0959 for a free estimate. Seminole Fence Company, working hard to build fences, working harder to build relationships.
Your quality of life is meant to be fully enjoyed each day. The doctors at Ayers Global understand that and strive to provide a quality of life for you that has no equal. Ayers Therapeutic Services combines naturopathic and family medicine to help all your health needs. Diabetic management, hypertension, pain management, and anti-aging are just a few of the services offered by the Ayers family. Call 352-512-0222 today, and Ayers Therapeutic Services will help you begin to understand that better health begins with you.
Welcome, Florida State football fans. Florida State's football program is all about performance, and the Seminoles are sleek and fast, just like Porsche and BMW of Ocala. Drive one today and experience luxury and refinement that only a Porsche or BMW can deliver. BMW and Porsche of Ocala enjoys this challenge of meeting and exceeding each individual standards. Come by and visit them today. Visit BMW and Porsche of Ocala, proud sponsor of Florida State football. 1515 Southwest College Road, or call 877-812-2396.
Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens, has created the perfect bottle for whatever happens. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle. It's made of 100% chill-holding aluminum, so you know it's cold. It's tall and sleek, so it's refreshing. And here comes a twist. It's reclosable, so you know it's always up for whatever. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle.
Just bring it.
Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Ocala, you asked to hold it over. Now Bob Wines is doing just that. It's the fabulous BOGO deal on trees. Buy one tree from the huge selection at Bob Wines Camellia Gardens at their already super low prices and get a second tree, your choice, at half price. That means you can get an extra large tree up to 10 feet tall for as little as $49.99 and get a second one for half price. Plus, we guarantee you'll never find a better selection of quality trees than right now at Bob Wines. And check the ad for more specials this week, like famous azaleas, drift roses, and of course camellias, all at the year's lowest prices. And look for the bright yellow cassia bushes. They're on sale for as low as $19.99. Come on over to Bob Wines for the Camellia Show. They're gorgeous, and this is the big show for you. Bob Wines, Southeast 38th Street, Ocala. Daily till 4, Saturdays till 2. Homegrown, locally owned since 1952.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
And it's bad thoughts about messing up or not being good enough that kill confidence. So tell yourself, you can do it. Blowing bubbles can help us fall asleep, because it's like a deep breathing exercise helping to calm our body and mind. And since blowing bubbles feels silly, it helps the mind move on from worries that might keep us awake. So throw back some cranberry juice, improve your heart health within 24 hours.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking: will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Cozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Welcome back to Buddy Sports Page, joined now by our colleague Tom James, who will be with us today. We'll have a little roundtable later on. But big-time news happening for TJ. He's, of course, we always know he was a star because he's, Edward R. Murray winner and all that. He's specializing.
Voice of Marion County football. Come on.
Give me a chance. I'm getting to it. But he's now signed a contract with ESPN3. And tell us what you're doing, Tom.
Well, ESPN3.
How about I turn your mic on?
Yeah, that's good. Well, he's new here.
I can shout over your mic. ESPN3, obviously located out of Disney. It's Disney's ESPN3 Wide World of Sports.
Are you moving to Disney World?
Not moving to Disney World.
Because I'm in. I'm your valet. If you are.
Mickey Mouse is close enough, though, as my neighbor. But tonight, for example, we're hosting the Atlantic Sun Conference men's and women's basketball previews. They'll air tonight on ESPN3 from 7 to 8 o'clock. This weekend, doing the USTA College Clay Court Tournament. That's ESPN3 material. Going to do play-by-play for that. College tennis. So that'll be on ESPN3. So a lot of stuff like that.
I didn't think it was basketball.
Yeah.
But there was a day, I go back far enough, where I did see basketball games played on clay in Fort McCoy, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah, I'll call that even. There's nothing I won't call.
Hey, and by the way,
I'm a lifer.
By the way, But he thought he knew technology was advancing because they had the new gas lights.
Exactly. Well, congratulations. Also, we've got the other college basketball stuff. You got the FGCU.
Yeah, we're doing another documentary down in Southwest Florida for Florida Gulf Coast University, and it's a third in our sort of trilogy of documentaries that we've done on Dunk City and that whole atmosphere down there. And so the new one is Raining Threes on the very successful women's basketball team, which premieres in Southwest Florida next Thursday night on PBS.
Right, and I might add, he's also the voice of the CF Patriots basketball team,
which is also underway.
All right. Let's go down to the hotline and talk a little football with Franz Beard of FightingGators.com, who's dying to give us some stats and numbers. We all have opinions, and later on we'll have a little roundtable discussion about this. But Franz, what you got for me that you said you want to shed a little light on?
Well, we've got we have the first college football playoff rank. Obviously, it showed Clemson number 1. And here's the deal. If Clemson beats Florida State this week, they basically got to walk into the Final Four playoff. Guaranteed. That's Florida State, their only legitimately tough game the rest of the way. They got Wake Forest, Gump, and people like that left on. And whoever wins the other division in the ACC isn't very good. They've basically got to walk. The other one to look at is Notre Dame. They have kind of set this thing up for Notre Dame to make the Final Four. The Big 12 and Notre Dame, people complain about the Big 12. They say no conference championship game. Well, neither does Notre Dame have one. And you look at who they play. They've got 6 ACC teams on their schedule. The only decent one is Clemson, who they've already lost to. And now they have to finish up the season with basically 3 ACC teams in Stanford. I mean, trust me, buddy. I mean, you got Boston College, which is going to be a lay-down game. They're going to, they've got Wake Forest Gump. Then they got to play at Pittsburgh. And then they got Stanford. And, I mean, this is, this thing is set up that unless there are 3 unbeaten teams, this thing is set up Notre Dame will get in there.
All right, so you're saying it's a conspiracy, or is that what you're saying? You're talking about conspiracy.
Well, what I'm saying is they've got to level the playing field. The Big 12's got to expand to 12 teams and play a conference championship game. They got to make Notre Dame say, if you want to participate in the college football playoff, then you got to join a conference like everybody else. It's not really fair that you're going to have Notre Dame, which doesn't have to play a conference championship game, and loses the only important game on its schedule, which is Clemson, because they're going to destroy Stanford. Stanford's the most overrated team in the country.
I don't agree with you on that. I think Stanford's a pretty good team. That's just my take on it, but that's why they have horse races, right?
Well, let me put it this way. There isn't a team in the Pac-12, Stanford included, that would finish better than 6-6 in the SEC. Period.
Well, that's a little bit of a hypothetical, I'd say, just a little bit. But that's your entitled to your opinion. That's what we asked you for. All right, real quick. We got about 30 seconds to wrap. But you said who you don't like. Who do you like?
Well, here's the thing: is LSU really needs to win this game, but they've got the toughest schedule. They have the toughest road to get to the Final Four because they have Alabama, they've got Arkansas. They've got Ole Miss, and Texas A&M. That's their gauntlet, and then they're going to have to play Florida in the SEC championship game if they do that. Toughest road.
All right.
Alabama's road isn't much easier, but Alabama, a one-loss Alabama team will get there. I question whether they'd put a one-loss Florida team in there because they put Florida so far back to begin with at number 10 that you've got a lot of hurdles to jump there for the Gators. It can be done, but it's a lot of hurdles.
All right, Franz, we appreciate your commentary. Franz Beard, FightingGators.com. He's with us every Monday and joins in the discussion today. Thank you very much, Franz. Appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, guys, have at it. I got a couple of. We'll talk about this over the rest of the show, but we all have opinions. And
Franz is delusional. Let's just go ahead and say that, okay?
By the way, there are people who might say that about him as well.
Well, in his map,
I am delusional.
His map obviously tilts towards the southeast.
He's figuring out how to get Georgia Southern in there. He can't quite figure it out.
But Franz is obviously has an SEC bias in how he thinks, because if you think Stanford's not a good football team,
you're crazy.
You're not watching football. Stanford's a pretty good football team.
They've gotten a lot better the last 2 or 3 weeks.
They lost to Northwestern to open the season, which Northwestern,
And they didn't look very good, I will say.
Well, I know, but Northwestern has proved to be a lot better than we thought the team for Chicago was going to be.
Have you heard the name McCaffrey, just in case you...
Man, Schmitty, I don't know who was dressed up in Stanford uniforms during that Northwestern game, but they have not looked anything like that since.
And they've won everything that's been put in front of them ever since.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready for this? I'm going to give you, I don't know if we have time or not. I'm going to give you a couple of teams and let you give me a response, one-word response. Clemson, I've got de facto. They don't really deserve to be there till they prove it, but what's your word coming on Clemson? One word. One word.
Distrust.
Blow up.
All right. LSU, I've got questionable.
Young.
Heisman.
Ohio State, mine is resume/prejudice, 2 words.
Michigan.
Shaky.
All right. Alabama, my words, brand.
Yeah, brand. That's probably the best thing you can say about Alabama.
Shoe-in.
Is that one word?
Wow.
That probably is.
It's hyphenated, so that
Notre
counts.
Dame, sneaky.
No conference. That's 2 words, but
cakewalk.
Good one. Baylor, I got forgotten.
Overrated.
Offensive.
I've got 2 words for this one. We'll close it out. Michigan State deserves better at 8, okay?
Yes.
We'll talk about it more on the other side. We'll talk about these rankings and what they mean. And we've got our roundtable coming up with Tom James and Tom Spitz right here on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
Fox Fox News Radio, I'm Carmen Roberts. A police standoff has the San Diego International Airport diverting arriving flights. A SWAT team is trying to get a man armed with a high-powered rifle to surrender.
If he comes out, they'll send a police dog to take him down, or they'll try to use tear gas to subdue him. They have already fired several rounds of tear gas inside the apartment.
Fox News' Trace Gallagher. Police say the third option, shoot the gunman. U.S. stocks edge lower as investors react to comments by Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen that a rate hike in December is possible. She says the goal is 2% inflation.
If the incoming information supports that expectation, then our statement indicates that December would be a live possibility, but importantly, that we've made no decision about it.
The Dow Industrials fell 50 points. Fox News, we report, you decide.
As a Ford employee, I get to give my friends a special deal.
Announcing Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing. It's an inside deal. Now for everyone.
Just log on to Ford.com, and the low price you see there, that's the low price you'll pay.
On cars, trucks, SUVs, every nameplate.
Like the super stylish Ford Fusion, the built Ford Tough F-150.
And our awesome lineup of SUVs that make it easier for you to be unstoppable.
With Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing, you don't have to negotiate. It's hassle-free.
So now when people ask me if I can get them a great deal because I work for Ford, with Friends and Neighbors pricing, they don't have to ask anymore.
That's because now for a limited time, you can get in on Friends and Neighbors pricing at your participating Ford dealer.
This really doesn't happen every day.
Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing.
It's an inside deal. Now for everyone. Available at participating dealers only. Take new retail delivery from dealers.
Need a mailbox rental but need more information? Remember Personal Service Center, 789-6683. How does $10 a month sound with just a 3-month commitment? Remember Personal Service Center, 789-6683. Mention WOCA and the setup fee is waived. Personal Service Center will email or text notifications to you when your packages arrive. Even scan mail so you never actually have to pick it up. Now that's service. Personal Service Center, 789-6683. Located on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street, Ocala. Look for the yellow signs. Career Source Citrus Levy Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus Levy Marion and learn how they can help you.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
The Kingdom of the Sun Concert Band, under the leadership of conductor Les Muncaster, presents the musical presentation Veterans Like the Stars. It'll be on Sunday, November 8th at 6:30 p.m. at the Ocala Marion County Veterans Memorial Park. Free admission. Bring your families, your friends, your blankets, your lawn chairs, and join the Kingdom of the Sun Concert Band for a very special evening of music, fireworks, and good old American spirit. For more information, call 624-9291 or go online to kingdomofthesunband.org.
Welcome back to my sports page. Well, we've been waiting for this for a while, and people who say it's no big deal, wrong. It is a big deal because the real rankings are out right now. We talked about how phony the ratings were at the beginning of the season and what they've been the last 2 months, and this is the real deal, even though it's just the first round. The College Football Selection Committee has their top 4 named, and they are number 1, Clemson, number 2, LSU, number 3, Ohio State, number 4, Alabama. We can start there with arguments and discussions, but here for our roundtable, Tom James, the 2-time winner of the Edward R. Murrow Award, Tom Schmitz, former player at Georgia Southern, hurts me to say that, and Buddy Martin, who's just a guy. And let's talk about these ratings, and let's break it down. Pick a team or two, or give us your thoughts. And I know Tom Schmidt, you have a few thoughts about the whole selection process and who you like in, who you like out.
I do. You know, you got the top 4 in, but because it changed so much last year from the first selection committee top 25 to the last one, you figure 5 and 6 are going to have a spot possibly to get in, and the selection committee has Notre Dame at 5, Baylor at 6, Michigan State, TCU, and Iowa following after that. Baylor shouldn't be at 6. They're out of conference schedule. Lamar from the Southland, SMU from the American Athletic Conference, and Rice from Conference USA. No Big 5 competition there out of conference. TCU, who is undefeated, they played Big 10 Minnesota out of conference. Michigan State, undefeated, played Oregon out of the Pac-12 out of conference. And Iowa, number 9, undefeated, played Iowa State, the Big 12, one of the Power 5 conferences. Baylor hasn't played a Power 5 conference out of conference schedule. Therefore, they have no business being on the doorstep of the college football playoffs, in my opinion.
Well, there you have Tom Schmidt's opinion about it, and we have a lot of opinions. We only got time for a few. And Tom James, your thoughts on the College Football Selection Committee's first stab at the rankings?
Well, when I look at the initial rankings here, I wonder what the criteria is with these guys truly. I mean, is it schedule? Is it the eye test? Is it the team's history and tradition? I mean, for me, the first college football rankings should have the top 4 being undefeated teams. I think at the end of the season, Alabama will be in the college football playoffs. But right now, do I think they should be ranked number 4? No, I don't. I think Michigan State should be the 4th ranked team. They have beaten an Oregon team who at the time of the win, they were the 7th ranked team in the country. They've beaten a Michigan team who at the time was the 12th ranked team in the country. They are undefeated. To me, that's the 4th team in the college football playoff.
All right, so you're going undefeated. Look, our worst nightmare is that somehow Ole Miss will win out, get to the championship game in the SEC, and Iowa would win and they get into the title game. It could happen because this season anything can happen, and this is possible, but we all know it's not. But this is the year of the drop punt fatality, the kick 6 fiasco, and the 8 lateral Miami fiasco. So stuff happens. Having said that, I'm going to give you 2 dark horses, and you might laugh, but Oklahoma and Florida. You think that's a reach? Oklahoma is ranked 15th. Last year at this point, Ohio State was ranked 16th. Florida's 4th among the Sports Illustrated power rating, by the way. They make their top 4. The other 2 being Clemson 1, LSU 2, and Baylor 3. I rest my case, but with this caveat, I have no idea. But head-to-head competition will decide it. That's our roundtable for today. And final thoughts, Tom?
You know, the good thing about this is there's still a whole lot of football to play. This is a very back-ended, heavy schedule. Notre Dame still has to play Stanford. Clemson's playing Florida State this weekend. Baylor's got to play everybody. Oklahoma State gets everybody in Stillwater. I mean, it's going to Michigan and Ohio State still have to play. Michigan State and Ohio State still have to play. Yeah. And by the way, Iowa's going to play either Michigan State or Ohio State, so it'll all work out, I think.
Well, the Big 12 Conference wants to completely blow up the college football playoff right now because their highest-rated team is Baylor at number 6. They think they're getting the shaft. The good news for the Big 12 is all their best games are yet to come. So they can make their case with good performances, whichever team that it is. I think in the end, though, if it was a stock, I'd be selling the Big 12 Conference and not buying it. I mean, this is a conference that has shootouts. They play no defense, so when it gets down to it in a game against a team from the SEC or an Ohio State, they'll have no shot.
What do you say?
And by the way, no championship game again this year.
What do you say to somebody like Art Browse when he was asked about his out-of-conference schedule? I'm going to play who I want to play, and if you hold that against me, that's on you. I'll play who I want to play.
Have a great holiday, Art. Enjoy yourself. Let's just take right now and say, let's take the eye test here. Because like you said, Tom James, what criterion are they using? Now, I like the fact it's not a straight AP vote, and they do have subjectivity. That's what we need here.
Certainly.
You know? But of these teams, if you just say what's the best team regardless, You look, let's just take the first four: Clemson, LSU, Ohio State, Alabama. Let me just say, I think they're betting on the calm on Clemson. Clemson probably shouldn't be ranked number one yet. They may very well wind up that way. Or are we talking about what they will be or what they are? Their resume is okay. LSU, they're questionable, but, understand why they're there. Ohio State hasn't played well, but they definitely belong to be in there regardless of who you like as coach. Alabama, some people say might be the best team there. I don't know. So it depends on how you look at it, but which one of those teams do you guys think passes the eye test?
I think if you did the eye test just on how they played, remember, everybody wants to say Alabama real quick. Tennessee almost beat Alabama 2 weeks ago. Alabama lost to a Mississippi team by giving the ball up tons of times. I think they all have flaws, but I think right now, if you look at those four teams, LSU, to me, looks the best because the quarterback situation, that was the only reason we thought that they may be a problem anyway, hasn't been a problem. Like people have said, he's only had one turnover. The quarterback's only had one turnover all year. They got Fournette, who just is a bulldozer. They play great defense. I don't see the LSU's not the best team in that group right now.
Well, all I want from the committee is transparency. I just want to know how and why they place teams where they place them. The team that sticks out to me in the eye test is Alabama. I just know how Coach Nick Saban thinks. I know how mean and nasty he is when things don't go his way, and I think this is a revenge season for him.
I got to tell you, Ohio State still got great players. They still got an excellent quarterback. They got a decent defense, and as we know, Urban's teams always play better as we get on with the season. And this is his month. No, look it up. I had his record last year. November, November, December, and January, nobody can touch Urban Meyer's record.
I agree. Let me ask you this. Out of the top 10 teams, I think the two most overrated teams in the top 10 are at number 6 and at number 9, Baylor and Iowa. Is there much argument there?
I think Baylor remains to be seen. I'm going to give them a chance to prove otherwise. I definitely think Iowa is not worthy.
Well, Iowa, to their luck that they don't play any of the big guns in the Big Ten, I'll go with Baylor now that their quarterback is out. I wouldn't have said that beforehand.
Lamar, Rice, and SMU.
By the way, we've not mentioned Memphis, and you might laugh at me, but I've seen that team. Their quarterback and their offense, they give up a lot of points, and they sometimes struggle, but they're a really interesting team. I don't think they'll get there. They won't get the respect, but what if that happens? Wouldn't that be interesting? And it's a little tough to get there that far down with their schedule because they're at 13th. They don't play enough quality teams to get up the ladder. On the other hand, those teams that are playing against the time you mentioned Oklahoma State, they get all those games at home. I think they play
all
Oklahoma,
in Stillwater,
Baylor, and TCU
all in Stillwater.
Yeah. I pointed that out to you last week, that they play in Stillwater. So, but are they good enough? And they certainly have an advantage playing at home.
You know the problem this year? Last year at this time, when the first rankings came out, there were 3 undefeated football teams in college football. This year, 11.
Toledo, by the way, 7-0 down number 24.
That's my dark horse, buddy.
That's your dark horse.
Oh, yeah.
Toledo.
Houston at 25 is 8-0.
Guys, I can just see it now. Toledo and Memphis.
No, Toledo and Houston, 24 and 25.
I like that Houston team. I like
them a lot. They can throw the ball all around the yard.
I saw him play a couple of games. I like what he's done. Herman, and I think it's
UCF will get to see him this weekend.
Yeah. Well, you can forget the Big 12. When the Big 12 has a game that sounds like a regional final in college basketball, 70-53 this past weekend, where both teams are over 600 yards total offense, and they can't stop anybody.
Wait,
come on.
Hey, hold on. That sounds like an NFC South versus NFC East NFL game. Wasn't that New Orleans and the Giants? Wasn't that the Saints and the Giants this week?
248, whatever it was, yeah. A lot of that's going on. So, all right, it's going to be interesting. I think first time out of the box, they did okay. I give the guys credit. They study at it hard. They do their homework. This is the first version. I'm not terribly excited about it, but I am glad to have it for a frame of reference. Now, we know who is being targeted as the teams they like.
But like you said, last year at this time, the national champion last year was 16th.
Yeah. So a lot can happen.
So now, Florida State is in the driver's seat.
Oklahoma, I told you, 15. I was a dark horse.
Oklahoma State's 14.
Yeah, Oklahoma. Yeah, I know. So I like it. I think it's fun. It's what we do now, and this season has been so enriched with all the things been happening. So we'll take a break. We'll come back. If you guys want to take a pop at it, Which one of the big 3 weekends do you like the best? Which are the most weird plays?
Oh,
the
yeah.
Miami lateral, the drop punt by Michigan State, or the blocked field goal by Florida State? Coming up next with Tom James and Tom Schmitz right here on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local.
The Source.
Do you experience body aches, joint, or a muscle pain all over your body? Does it keep you up at night, interfere with your day, and leave you feeling tired and in pain? You could be suffering from fibromyalgia. Rinstar Medical Research in Ocala is conducting a research study of investigational medication for individuals between the ages of 18 and 75 who have had widespread body pain or tenderness for at least 3 months. Qualified participants will receive study-related medical care and investigational medication at no cost. Compensation for time and travel will be provided, and insurance is not necessary to participate. If you experience body aches or suffer from fibromyalgia and would like to find out more information about this fibromyalgia study, please call Rinstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. That's Rinstar Medical Research, 352-629-5800. Rinstar Medical Research, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today.
Stay with us and sleep better at the Sleep Inn and Suites of Ocala Bellevue, located next door to Don Garlett's Museum and a few minutes from Florida Horse Park. Our award-winning, newly refreshed Sleep Inn and Suites offers comfy, clean rooms, free fast Wi-Fi, and service with a smile. Start your day with a deluxe hot breakfast and unwind in our heated outdoor pool. Our convenient 24-hour fitness and business centers allow you to stay on track whether you're here to play or to work. That's Sleep Inn and Suites Ocala Bellevue, proud sponsor of Marion County High School football.
Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens, has created the perfect bottle for whatever happens. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle. It's made of 100% chill-holding aluminum, so you know it's cold. It's tall and sleek, so it's refreshing. And here comes a twist. It's reclosable, so you know it's always up for whatever. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle. Just bring it. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
We are The Source, WOCA. Join us downtown for a truly wonderful Ocala tradition, the 32nd annual Light Up Ocala, on Saturday, November 21st from 4 to 9 p.m. The highlight of the evening will be the lighting of downtown Ocala and the 42-foot Christmas tree at 6:30. There'll be live entertainment, crafts, food, children's activities, and of course, a visit by Santa. And you can stop by the WOCA booth and register for your chance to win a brand new big screen LED TV. So come, be a part of the 32nd annual Light Up Ocala.
Ocala Business Leaders Incorporated is a group of independent local firms providing a wide range of quality goods and services. Each firm strives to maintain the highest level of professional integrity and 100% customer satisfaction. When you're looking for goods and services, call a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, and we are confident you will be pleased with the results. If you are interested in becoming a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, join us at the Ocala Elks Lodge, 25th Avenue in Ocala, any Wednesday at 7 a.m. and enjoy a breakfast on us. For more information, call 804-3700. Have you heard of Hyperdirectory? When looking for local businesses, go to hyper.directory. No need for www, no need for .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to local companies when it matters most. Hyperdirectory is your local business directory partnered with the Ocala Chamber and Economic Partnership to bring you trusted local businesses. Keeping Ocala local. Use hyper.directory. No www, not even .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to businesses when it matters most.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Final minutes of the program, Buddy Martin Sports. Thanks to our guest today, by the way. Rachel Barbaro was great. Tom James, you liked Rachel Barbaro, didn't you?
Very knowledgeable.
Yeah, she is very knowledgeable. And, of course, France Beard, who always joins us on Mondays. The mayor, of course, came in. Nice coffee. Who'd you have in the first hour, Tom?
I had Janet Shelley from, she's a theater director at Westport.
Yeah.
And, of course, I had Melinda Whitaker Baker from Egg and I.
Yeah, well, terrific. And I was unfortunately busy moving furniture today when that happened, so I didn't hear it. But
wait till we get off the air and I'll tell you about that piece of furniture, Tom. I'm so jealous of Buddy Martin.
Hardly wait.
What can I say?
I'm jealous of Buddy Martin.
It's just a double lazy boy, that's all. So, anyway, here's the deal. And by the way, it sleep's great. I had a nap this afternoon. I know we're going to be all three big mouths here. We're not going to go long, so I get the guests out of the way now. Who wants to go first on which one of the weird weekend things happened the last 3 weekends? The Miami 8 lateral, or backward pass as it's called, the drop snap on the punt by Michigan State, or the field goal blocked and returned by Georgia Tech?
Well, I'm going to go with Michigan State because I've seen the whole lateral thing a million times before. You know, that started with Stanford Cal. We've seen too many of those. Passe. Yeah, we've seen that over and over again. I've seen block kicks return for Alabama, scores. Auburn. Yeah, the Michigan State finish with the muffed punt and the way that sort of went down, with the guy sort of handing it off or pitching it out or whatever he was trying to do. First time I've ever seen that one. So I'm going to go with that.
I'm going with Michigan State as well, and the reason has to do with a high school football game I watched last Friday night. I never thought I would see anybody be smart, do what Michigan and Michigan State did, take a snap, trying to run out of clock and do something crazy. And then I watched it again happen in the Vanguard Forest game last week, where Vanguard tried to run out the clock and couldn't do it against Forest. So teams need to learn how to run out the clock without doing something crazy. Run out in the back of the end zone. Take a safety, Michigan punter. Yeah. Do something besides what you did. That, to me, is one of the craziest plays I've ever seen.
The safety doesn't hurt you at all.
At all.
Well, that's a very good point about finishing off the game and putting it away. It's something we take for granted, you know, that we know these things, but they don't apparently. I don't know. I'm going to go with the kick six. The reason being, when you look back at it, you've got a play that we had seen the year before, Auburn, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Between Alabama and Auburn. We know it was there, and people said, hey, I'm going to start practicing that play, and we know it could happen. And all coaches said, oh, yeah, we're going to coach that up. But when it happened to Jimbo Fisher, he hadn't coached it up, obviously, because the blank look on his face was, oh, my gosh, I forgot about this. And the field goal kicker they put out on the field is certainly, he's the greatest of all time at Florida State and one of the best ever. And you got a superstar kicker in Aguayo. And that thing is not only blocked, but it's returned for a touchdown. And that was an amazing play to me just because of who it was. The kid fumbled the punt. Hey, maybe he's an Australian guy that had a bad day or whatever. It can happen. It was bizarre, but I'm just going to go because of the sure thing. If you're betting on one of the two things, I would bet Michigan State. Michigan would finish that game off, but I got to say a close second would be that he would make that field goal. At least it wouldn't get blocked, I think.
All right, well, and the one none of us thought was the play that should have been it was because it shouldn't have been a play to begin with. The 8 laterals, knee down, blocks in the back.
Did you see at least 4 different ways that should not have.
You see the still picture, by the way? The still picture that shows it
his
clearly.
knee's clearly down.
Yeah, just like Vince Young's knee was down in the national championship against USC, and they counted that a touchdown.
You know what? We almost got through the day without a USC mention and a Georgia Southern mention, but we didn't quite make it. I want to thank my broadcast partners, Tom Schmitz and Tom James. On their behalf, I'm Buddy Martin. Have a great night, everybody.